Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FearFishing webcast. We are live tonight on YouTube for the first time. Change of pace.
I feel like a star now.
Change of pace. First, before we get started, we want to thank ROM, simplefishing.ca, supporters of the show. They have the new ice fishing box out, ready for order. It just came out the other day. Use discount code FearFishing. Save yourself $10 on the first box you order. I'm pretty sure it can be your ice fishing one.
Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it?
Hey, it's that time of year, folks. Let's get this show started. First time on YouTube. Well, not the first time live on YouTube, but in a couple years. First time live. Right at the top. There we go. Let's rock this. Let's rock this.
Town.
I've hidden it all on Brian.
Come on, Brian. Let's
Come
go,
on, Brian.
Brian
Let's
was
go,
a couple
Brian.
minutes
Yeah, let's
late,
go,
and
man.
then I just messed it all up for him.
Is that just me or is it really loud?
Oh, call Mercer Marine. If you have boat problems, call my buddy Andrew Mercer. He'll hook you up.
Fast and cheap.
He probably won't answer the phone, but you can try. Good evening, folks. We're here live on YouTube for the very first time. Mark, are you excited? Amber, can you give that camera like a quarter turn towards Mark? A little bit?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
There it
Mark
is.
just
in the
made
game.
a lot of
There
ladies
it
happy
is.
right
There
there.
you go. Save the day. Live on YouTube. Changing
It's
it
pretty
up
cool.
this week. Yeah, we're changing it up. Facebook. So the reason why we made the switch was Facebook had been kicking us off after an hour and 15 minutes.
We
and then
broke Facebook, is what
and then we would have to scramble, and it messed the whole show up, and we would get out of our groove. So we're here on YouTube, where they'll let us stream for as long as we'd possibly like. I hope there's people watching.
Me too.
Oh, I'm sure
Can
there's
we
lots
tell?
of people watching.
Can we tell?
I don't know. Amber will know. We'll find
you
out.
tell?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah?
There's people there?
Yep.
Your
Wow.
microphone's quiet.
That's okay, isn't it?
Our
Just
producer
not
has
used to
bronchitis.
hearing you this way.
Can you talk into that bad boy?
Mark, what's that supposed
You
to
got to
mean?
talk into the
I'm
microphone. There you
talking
go.
into
Yeah.
it.
You got to talk into the microphone. First, I'm Ian West for anybody tuning in for the first time. I run this organization.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's not organized.
He's also our spelling and grammar coach.
Man,
No.
Brian, speaking of spelling and grammar, I'm absolutely terrible at it.
Yup.
But Brian the Carpenter, I spelled herd wrong today.
Heard.
Yeah,
Yep.
like instead of like I spelt it like a herd of cattle and not herd.
Well, you grew up on a farm. It's understandable, man.
Did you
Right?
forget the A?
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
Brian the Carpenter gave me about a 15-minute lecture on spelling.
Thank you, Brian the
Yeah.
Carpenter.
I'm not
Thank
even
you, Brian.
kidding you.
He's like the chief of grammar
get in
police.
He
trouble.
is the key. Like, yes, he is.
You notice how people get mad at you if you correct spelling or something on the internet?
I don't.
They
even care.
jump on
It's
you right
ridiculous.
away. It is, eh?
Man,
Ridiculous.
my autocorrect, I've ruined it. I like my
You
autocorrect.
broke it. You outwore
It
it.
is-
You need
it's
more
broken.
fluid in it.
They
You gotta top up your autocorrect fluid, bud.
It's wrong.
I broke it. I broke
To
my
make a
iPhone. Siri spells wrong now because of me.
Wow.
Introduce yourself, young man.
Mark Hunter, beautiful Bowmanville, Ontario.
Bowmanville, Ontario.
Yeah.
Across the horn. We have a special guest.
Yeah,
Porn.
special guest here in the house.
How's it going, my
Look at
man?
you.
It is fantastic. This
Introduce
is,
yourself.
I'm Pat McCormick from Bracebridge, Ontario.
Bracebridge, Ontario.
Bracebridge.
That's
Do you have
correct.
internet there?
We do, unfortunately.
Don't you guys
Wow.
have Santaland?
Yeah, Santa's Village.
Santa's Village.
That's-
Santa Land?
That's
Is that
correct.
what you
yes,
just
we
did
did.
there?
We're,
never
we're
been.
world famous Santa's
World
Village.
famous.
Didn't you get a
Yeah.
new roller coaster this year? or
They
something?
did, yes.
See, I know
Yeah.
Santa's Village.
Unfortunately, I exceed the height limit for that roller coaster.
You can't make it, eh?
No.
Ooh,
What?
do
It's like
I?
for kids?
It's all for kids, man.
Yeah,
They have a
that's
real-
why I've never been.
They have a really
never
nice
went
tree
either.
treetop trekking course there, though. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Are you too
absolutely.
tall for that, too?
No.
Cross the horn tonight.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How
Introduce
are you?
yourself.
I'm Amber.
Where are you from?
I run this show.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
Realistically.
You might be the head of the show, but she's the neck. And you know what the neck does to the head, right?
That's right.
Where are you from?
here?
Port Hope?
Yes.
No, you're originally
Upstairs.
from Coburg.
I'm originally from
Yeah.
Coburg.
Originally from
Upstairs.
Coburg. Yeah, upstairs. Originally from Coburg.
Yeah.
Behind the producing chair tonight, Brian, we're not a big fan of Coburg people.
Well, it kind of like Shelbyville to us.
Yeah. It is a little like Shelbyville, eh?
Yeah.
There was some heated battles of hockey and soccer and baseball and
High
everything
school,
else in high school. and-
Girls and boys.
Interesting enough, I went to high school in Coburg, so
Did you?
I befriended them
He was a-
during the
he was a
day like a
traitor.
spy. Like a traitor.
Wasn't there a
Traitor.
story where you had to go to the
Traitor.
Coburg Hospital and you were like, don't
Oh,
take me
yeah.
there, they'll kill me.
Yeah, I caught myself at a party in high school, and I had to go get stitches. And I was like pleading with my dad to drive me to the Port Hope Hospital because I was like, bro, they'll take me down.
Oh,
What do you think? The hospital gang was
Yeah,
waiting for you?
it's,
Yeah, that's right. Man, it was
In
tough
their
times growing up.
scrubs?
Just quickly.
It was tough
euthanize
times
them.
growing up. Port Hope, Coburg. Do you remember like playing soccer games about that against
do.
them? And they
Oh,
had
yeah.
like JP and Chris Appleman
yeah.
who were just like superstars.
Man, I remember playing hockey against them and coming out of the arena and all the Port Hope's tires slashed.
No way.
Airs. Like, I'm talking about like all the cars. Everybody's
hardcore.
tires flat. It's like,
I remember a hockey game, and
Is there anything you want to confess, Brian?
so in
no, the Port Hope cars tires were flat.
The
it
Port
was
Hope slasher.
before our hockey game was your brother's hockey game.
Oh yeah.
So I think
Those
he
were
was
always
in
good.
Pee Wee and I was in Adam, right? And I'll never forget, like, our coach would make us stay in the dressing room, right? And you could hear like the place rumbling. There's a fight. So in Port Hope, no matter if you're the home or visitors, there's one hallway to get to the dressing room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hear the rumbling, and I stick my head out the door, and I see the Coburg player come through this end, and then I see Mr. Kenny Bracken running the other end to get ahead of the parents, and he got that poor guy in the hallway.
Your dad?
No, his brother.
Oh, I was gonna say. That sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Talking about hockey, check
Yeah,
this, Jerry.
I know.
See this? See this? Can you see it?
Yeah,
It was like a cartoon.
This is my dad's. This thing's 40 years old.
Have you ever
cartoon.
like seen in the the Roadrunner, and like all I remember is the door opening and here comes Kenny, and it was just like all you hear is whoa, he's gone. He's throwing gloves and everything. And like it was like, and I remember the kid
Oh,
trying to
man.
get into the dressing room door, like in the dressing room, and got the door shut. And Kenny did everything in his power, and then the parents came.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was like cheering.
That probably did stop
man.
Kenny. I remember there's a few times where he got into it with some parents there too.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
And
yeah.
a coach. I
So
remember.
here's an interesting.
While on the bench,
I don't know if
he
we
got
talked
on the
about
other
this.
team's bench.
Yeah,
and
he's
got
an-
the
he
coach.
was
Your
a
brother was a
shell.
badass, eh?
I can remember
Oh, you
going.
don't know?
As a little kid
I don't
to
know.
like the dance,
Yeah.
and Kenny was going to get in a fight. So Brian and I were going in. I was younger than Brian, so and Kenny couldn't have been in high school, right? And the guy who Kenny was going to fight showed up in his pickup truck.
You drove there.
He drove there, and there was no fear.
So Kenny jumps off his skateboard.
Scooter.
Exactly.
I think growing up, I'd never met somebody. I don't know anybody else who was as fearless as your brother. Like no, and he wasn't. He's not giant of a guy.
No, he's not. He's
He's built like Ty Domi.
pretty close.
Pretty close. Pretty
he's
close.
Totally
He's shorter than
reminds
I
me
am.
of Ty Domi.
But the nicest guy, as long as he would like, you didn't give him any hard time,
Oh,
or
it's
that warrior blood,
if he
eh?
liked you,
Great, yeah,
That
probably.
warrior
yeah.
blood?
It's a great guy to have on your side.
for sure, he
Yeah.
was always super
Sounds
nice
like
to
it.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, I can totally remember like being at the Lion Center Hill. GT and the older kids would pick on me. I'd be like, "Listen, do you know Kenny Bracken? Because I do." And then all of a sudden, I got my GT back. Everything's good.
I got my
That's it.
GT back.
Oh,
That's-
And then I had
Yeah.
that's a
GTs.
Christmas story
Totally.
for you, eh?
Kenny will
Those are
walk
the
here and
days.
beat your dad up.
Oh,
But
man.
in other news and sad news, Kenny just had a tragedy at home.
He really did.
That's
yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Yes, they had a fire.
Yep, they did.
You
was-
explain the story.
Uh,
You were there. You were in there.
Yeah, no, it was. I ran out there as soon as I heard. Saw the smoke from ways away, miles down the road. I knew it wasn't good at that point, but everyone got out. Everyone was okay, but the
Perfect. That's
house
good
is
to hear.
gone. It was accidental fire started in the basement, and it since it started at the bottom, it burnt up, right? Everything, once the main floor kind of caught, they couldn't really get in there to do much for fighting it. And then it got in, like, you know, through the walls and this and that. And eventually they just had to, they tore the whole thing down the very next day kind of thing.
No way.
And fire started a couple times up again, like the next day. And then even the next day after that, I believe they had to keep coming back.
That's crazy.
It was just the heat was, no matter even how it was so cold out, but the heat would just in there, you know, once it was got some air.
And where's this house?
So Brighton.
Brighton.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
There's a GoFundMe account. Is that still going?
I believe it is. Yeah, actually.
I will put that in the description of the YouTube video. So if anybody, you know, if you got an extra $1 or $10 or anything, it goes towards a great family. Kenny is a super, super great guy.
Yeah, they're both
you know,
teachers, aren't
that's
they?
awesome.
Yeah, they are. They
And if you don't donate, we're going to give him your address.
That's right.
And he's coming
Kenny's
over.
coming.
after those stories.
And you know what? He'll be really mad if he's walking. He's an absolute gem, a sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah, he's come a long way since those days.
Yeah,
too.
you know what? If you met Kenny now,
yeah,
you'd never believe the Kenny we knew.
No, not unless you encourage it to come out. Maybe.
No,
but
yeah, maybe tickle him
we've
or
all grown
something.
up a little bit. I
Yeah,
think
he
the
is. He's
kids
a
and
super
everything,
great guy.
right,
See,
change
so
things
we'll
a
say
lot.
that, but everybody listening right now, put some batteries in your smoke alarms. This is the third fire that is like
Everybody got out.
no, yes, but like has touched our community, right?
Yes.
Amber's sister-in-law,
yeah.
her apartment building burnt down this summer. They lost our precious dachshund in that fire. The Carr family in Port Hope, they just had a fire a couple of weeks ago. They lost their poor puppies in that, you know.
Crazy.
It's maybe not preventable, and sometimes stuff just happens, but put batteries in your smoke alarms.
Gets everybody out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's the important thing.
You know, you can replace most of your stuff,
Yeah.
but you can't replace one of your family members.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And it was a family plus of 6, and then plus one respite worker from one of the kids that were living in the house there. So there's a lot of people in that house, and so I was.
So it didn't just touch the Brackett
It's-
family; it touched a bunch of
It
families.
really did. Yeah. It's it was because you know my brother's mother-in-law lives in there with them, and then the one young lad, he has a fellow that works with them and stuff like that who actually had a spot in the house where he stayed too.
Wow.
Wow.
It's just
Yeah,
one of those
crazy.
things to a fire. Like it's just
yeah.
permanent,
devastating.
right? Like just
it's crazy.
Like,
So where are they
Yeah,
now?
it's
What are
crazy.
they doing now?
They got a good place to stay right down the road, actually, which is
Good.
Which
That's
is
good.
really
Good.
good for them.
Yeah,
It's
good
a
to
lot
hear.
of routine, like
Absolutely.
for the kids, especially the one that it needs routine a little bit more.
Yep.
He gets the same bus, same seat on the bus,
Perfect.
all that kind of stuff. So just kind of gets things a little bit taste of norm, and whatever. And and the outreach has been incredible.
the community
Like,
for all
yeah.
of these fires has been
amazing.
absolutely
Yeah.
amazing, right? And I even saw the Carr family, like they got donations, and then I saw like just a week after the fire, they took donations to the firefighter station to fill the fire truck. I saw a post made about them giving stuff.
Right.
So
incredible.
Well, that's actually what Kim, it was her home there too. My
Yeah.
brother's wife. She said like definitely like we're gonna pay it completely forward. All the things that have come in, they're only gonna take what they need, and
Yeah.
everything else is gonna go forward and to the
amazing.
next bit, because like I think it's really been such an overwhelming response and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
like they appreciate it, and she knows not to to like take things for granted. She's definitely.
And it's sad, but
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm not talking about these cases, but me getting sick personally, like sometimes it takes a tragedy to really realize how good things are.
Absolutely.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
like
agree. Yeah.
when I got sick and we didn't know what was going on, and there was times I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
Like honest to God, I didn't know what to do, but I think that experience, like going through that, I'm a much generous person on the other side of it, right?
I think the scary part was the pre-finding out, and then we're carrying big bags of corn and
Yeah.
stands
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah,
up
yeah,
mountains
like I
through
had-
snow, and we're
I had
thinking
no
like,
idea.
Jeepers,
That's crazy.
creepers.
Yeah.
Right?
Like what would I do? I couldn't drag him. I just have to leave him there, right? He's too heavy for me.
And you know what?
Don't call me.
Like getting the blood clots. After they found my blood clots, I had 2 people I know pass away in the next year from blood clots. So
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Your
Do
neighbor.
you know what I mean?
Well,
My
your
neighbor passed
yeah.
away, and she's just a young person. So
Yeah.
and that made me. I think that that made me realize how extra lucky I was, and that it really I'm on borrowed time. I always think now that I'm on borrowed time, and arguing with people isn't worth it, and you know, or
Really makes
you
you
know,
look
or
at the
doing
smaller
something nice
things and
to,
the-
for
Absolutely,
somebody.
yeah.
I can remember how much like back then it would mean for somebody just ask me how I was feeling.
Yeah.
Do you know, it
Yeah.
really it comes down to little things. So
Yeah, yeah.
put smoke alarms in your house.
Yep.
Make sure they got fresh batteries. And say hello to somebody tomorrow who you wouldn't
right.
normally say hello to.
Absolutely.
And you know, it like that kind of stuff goes a long way.
Yeah.
really
Karmic
does.
wheel. I am a firm
Everybody's got
believer.
their struggles, and you don't know
Yeah.
what they are. So
Absolutely. 120%. What are you doing with my fishing reel?
Nothing.
You're not allowed to touch those.
yeah.
There'd be a backlash in my spinning reel. Anybody
go.
who's
That's a nice
got,
little reel. What
if
is
there's
that?
anybody listening out there in Crazyland YouTube, make sure you ask your questions. Amber's got the IM chat board going. She will read them
the
out.
Real Canadian lunker hunter was pumped for the party, but he couldn't make it down. because
No,
of
that's too
yesterday.
bad because you missed a good one, didn't
Missed
you?
a
Pat?
great one.
So,
Unbelievable.
That's why Pat's here.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
so
it.
Saturday night, we had the FearFishing meet and greet.
It was a good night.
Brian played with bronchitis. You did an amazing
A
job.
phenomenal
You
job.
were hurting on the way
Yeah.
up.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
We
was
stopped
a mess.
and got Brian honey and lemon tea,
Yep.
and you pulled through like a champ.
Oh man, I was, you know what? I still feel like I have to apologize for anyone that was expecting the usual me. I just I gave it what I had, but it was definitely wasn't what I usually have.
Before we get into this meet and greet and how much fun we had, you're a musician. Do you have any? And I was thinking about this today because last week we went and watched the Freddie Mercury.
Oh, you once saw that?
We went
yeah,
and
it's supposed to
watched
be
it.
really
It was-
good, eh?
Right, and before he did the Live Aid show, he was told not to sing that
Yep.
his, and it was like they were talking about how that is probably the greatest rock and roll performance of all time.
Oh yeah.
I fished tournaments when I was sick.
Yep.
Do you ever get like more motivated that you're sick? That you know like it's got to be tough when you don't want to sing, but you got to
There's-
sing.
You know what? Sometimes like it's like it was awkward this time because I wasn't just fighting like being like feeling a little crappy. It was the fact of the matter that my voice almost just wasn't even there for some things. Like it's like no matter how hard I tried to work it and flex
it just doesn't work.
It just wasn't there, right? But everything just takes that extra little bit more effort.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
are
I could have
gonna-
subbed in for you, man.
So you're
Should have just gave me the
Yeah.
call, buddy.
Right?
I would have been
Wave
there.
them in.
yeah,
La
yeah.
la la la.
That was the last resort. That was not
La, la,
happening.
la,
Last
la,
resort.
la.
Yeah, we knew we knew that you were there on the bench anyway.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, I was there, coach.
That
You should have
little
put me in.
Put me in, coach.
Do you get
ready
like
to
satisfaction out of like digging down
It's-
deep inside
Hey.
and pulling it off anyway?
Sometimes it's hard when it's a long event. That's what. So it's like I that was 4 hours of kind of singing. Going
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there
yeah,
almost.
yeah.
Like you'll
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
take some breaks there. So there's at least a few hours kind of worth of vocal stuff almost going
Absolutely.
on. So I did a lot more instrumental stuff than I kind of let the solos and stuff kind of roll on a little longer.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
rhythms, and then so I didn't have to sing as much, and I didn't do a lot of my super powerful songs, but it's it depends.
There's
'cause
like
I've done
there's like a
ones.
satisfaction in doing something with
Super
Yeah.
powerful.
You know,
songs.
sometimes
What
it's
would
great.
you what would
What
you
I've
what would
done-
you call a super power? Like a
I don't know,
Celine
just-
Dion?
Yeah,
Michael Bolton?
Yeah. My
Some
Michael
Kenny
Bolton.
G.
Some
Or
Kenny
what
G.
would that be?
And
Yeah.
that's another thing. Like we're playing the saxophone and with the air difference too and stuff. Like it was just.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
I could have
then-
filled in for you. I played it
Yeah.
in grade 8 in the band, man. I could have
wasn't-
played that for you too. I'm a floral of talent, musical
Listen,
talent.
the whole
I
room.
wanna hear
I've
it.
heard you sing
I
at the
wanna
campfire.
let
The
it go,
whole
man.
room would have laughed.
I would have.
But I've actually been like pretty under the weather before and like done like a gig on TV or something like
Yeah.
that. And like where it's only a few songs, or when I used to do a lot more just on my original music, like not an event where I'm going to be doing a bunch of covers and
Yeah.
stuff for hours, but where I'm only playing like maybe an hour and all original stuff.
Yeah.
And at that point, sometimes it's just like you just have a couple swigs of Buckley's or whatever
Yeah,
it is,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you just get up there and you just sweat it out, right? But when you're in it for the long haul, it's harder because it's
Yeah.
like you got to
Yeah,
kind of pace
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you could sweat it out for the first hour, but then you're drained and your energy's like really low. You start feeling sore and achy and stuff again, and your voice might be gone, and then you still got 3 hours to go. So it's
Yeah.
like, so you kind of got to like pace
I-
through it.
I-
a
Pace
bit.
yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
The most satisfying vlogs that I've ever filmed were the ones where I was really sick. There was a couple of them where I would be out on the lake. Because they took so much blood out at a time, I'd run out of red blood cells, so I'd feel like somebody was standing on my chest. And taking 2 steps was like taking 20 steps.
Wow.
And I would get sick to my stomach after getting phlebotomies, being on the water and moving.
Yeah.
and I would stop the camera and puke over the side of the boat. Like, I mean, Ralph. But you know what? I felt better by like that was my motivation to finish this, right?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can you can just give up
That's exactly
and go
it.
home,
Yep.
or you can get up and just keep flipping.
That's
And
it.
then I would get home and film the video, and then like there's some of the vlogs that like don't have the best hits, or most people commented, but I know that on those days I was really and like pulling through, and then I got home and I edited it, and then I got it posted. That's really what my motivation was when I was sick, right? Like you just get, and you can ask Amber. I would be like exhausted, fall over into bed, but just be like, I got it done.
Yeah.
I got it done. And that was when
Yeah, I
was
remember
doing-
even down at the Classic and stuff, you know, we would all
Sleep
be,
good that night.
you know, partying, carrying on, and having flipping contests outside or whatever, and then Ian would be editing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so the dedication is there, man, and I got to commend you
Absolutely.
for that.
That's the
buddy.
best
You've
part.
done a
Yeah,
Done a hell of a
and you know
job.
what? When
Absolutely.
I was feeling tough, if I hadn't have got up every day, and we did the first run like 96 days in a row, right? And that was when I was really sick, and we didn't exactly know what was going on, and I hadn't been diagnosed with the hemochromatosis. But I don't think if I would have got up every day and did something that I thought was productive, and then had an end to my day, so that I was like, I did this, then I'm gonna get up. Do you know what I mean?
There was a lot
Yeah,
of going to
absolutely.
the post office.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Almost makes it worse sometimes, right? Like if you don't have something to.
Yeah,
to
absolutely,
get at, right?
because I would have got real depressed after like week 6
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
sitting on because your friends are only
You get anxious
like
too.
dude, like it's not that your friends don't care, it's that everybody has the rest of your life and they don't have time to sit on the couch with you for 9 weeks
That's it,
telling
eh?
you how
Yeah.
bad they
Yeah.
feel for you, right? So it made me feel a lot better. And you know, Sean and Mark did everything for me while I was really sick. They carried my tree
Everything.
stands, they carried like my bait. They
That's real friends
Pulled
right
your
there,
ice
man.
hut and
Oh,
5
oh,
feet
yeah,
of
yeah.
snow.
We like 4 days after finding out I had the blood clots, we went bear hunting.
Yeah.
And like Sean and Mark made sure I got them to my stand, and
Yeah.
like
That's
it
some
goes on.
solid
And I
dudes.
just met Sean.
Hey,
then,
anytime
too.
you need to push up the stand,
Yeah,
let me
no
know. My pleasure, big feller.
That was the weekend. That was the first time we ever went hunting.
It was. That was the one that ruined me,
Oh,
man.
man.
Like that, I
Yeah.
just got my license. I was so excited to go hunting, and we went and Mark filmed, and we saw
Yeah.
a bunch of bears, and it was
was
and then
amazing.
Mark got his license the next weekend.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
Marley's getting his
Sneak
license.
that.
Marley's getting his license.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The thing is, he won't need a tree stand. He just needs to stand there.
Yeah,
Right?
you saw, eh?
He's already way up there.
So Saturday night we had meet and greet. Brian played. Phil McCool's. Phil,
Finn McCool.
Finn.
Finn McCool.
Fillin'.
Here we go.
Finn, Finian,
Fionn.
You guys ready?
Fionn, I
Are you
don't
ready?
know.
Aluminum.
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 No, that ain't it.
We had a ton of way more people.
It was a great turnout.
And
And some faces I didn't even think would ever be there. You know, like that. Yeah, I didn't realize. You know, like
You
John
don't know who
Sedge said that was great
That
to
was
see
great
him.
to see
Yeah.
him come out.
I haven't seen him
He
for a
was a nice
while.
guy.
He's a
He's
great
a super
guy.
great
He's
guy.
a little quieter than I thought he would be.
There
but-
was way more people than I expected. I
Yeah.
totally thought we'd get there and it'd be like us.
and
then
the
you
cool
guys
part is
came
people
and
brought their
Absolutely.
like their wives.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it was really really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat's wife's messaging me right now.
Yeah,
Is she?
I wouldn't have missed that for the world, Ben. I'd have crawled there if I had to.
Yeah, that a
Absolutely.
boy.
So Brian played. We got to give a huge thanks to the Daiwa Corporation Canada.
Oh man, did they ever step up with some
They
giveaways?
gave
eh?
huge giveaways. Streamside gave a bunch of hats, and we've officially given away the end of the FearFishing clothing.
That's
Ooh.
it.
That's gone.
That's it.
That's it, eh?
Wow.
There's
Dun,
no
dun,
more.
dun.
Wow.
No more. I don't even have any.
I feel privileged.
Wayne actually.
you win
was the
one?
first
I did.
one.
Lucky bugger.
Do you even fish, bro?
That's a great shirt.
And Wayne won the 201.
I was so happy
I
to
was
see
so
that
pumped
guy
too.
win that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? Good on that. He showed up. No friends there.
No,
Nobody.
didn't
he
know
didn't
anybody. No.
Just marched in the room and started talking to me.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
A nice young kid. I would have never had the guts to do that when I was his age. So good on him. We sat down, we chatted for a couple of hours. We had some beers.
Yep.
he
Some
took-
meat?
He had the burger. He was telling me how good the burger
The
was.
burger did look good.
Matt Piazza.
Pizzetta.
Pizzetta.
Oh my
But
God.
I want to say pizza so
Aluminum.
bad.
Fuego.
Fuego. Yeah.
Fuego.
Fuego.
Him and I
Kage.
shared. Him and I
Okay.
shared the buffet platter.
Oh man.
So it was a good night. Wayne brought you this.
Yeah,
Show
yeah.
everybody
Yeah,
at
yeah.
home this. This is super.
incredible.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, they like amazing.
Mm, Can you see that
What
on
is this?
camera?
Yep.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, you can
You
see that?
didn't see this?
Wayne brought this for us.
So that's the bag. That's just
That's
the
just the
bag.
bag, guys. Yeah.
That's just the bag.
It's
What is it gonna be? The suspense.
Nunchucks.
See?
I can't read that.
Nunchucks.
Nunchucks.
I don't think Ian needs any of those.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Look at
This
that.
isn't for Ian. This is for me.
What do you got there?
So it's
You got talking to that microphone for people can hear you.
it's really nice black tea.
Black tea,
Oh,
authentic.
nice.
My mom's boyfriend David actually Googled it, and it's from, you know, where in China where
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was filmed.
Really?
Yeah, in like
Really?
that
Wow.
area. That's where this tea comes from.
That's cool.
Wow.
So it came in like all these little
But,
boxes.
like it has a secure, like
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, look at that, eh?
I haven't had a chance to have a cup yet, but
What
it's-
does it say,
Is it
Amber?
Loose leaf tea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
What does it say? Read it to us.
It was nice of us.
Shut up, Mark. That's what it says.
Oh, I
It
thought you
was,
did your
uh,
research. Sorry, you just said you Googled it.
No, we didn't.
I didn't.
Oh.
David
We
did.
it was really nice of you to brew us a tea kettle full, for that we could have tried it
Yeah.
during the show.
And you know what?
Look at you.
Yeah,
You're
that
like
was a
on
good
the
idea.
spot. You're
I
like,
think
oh,
that's
never too
pretty
late.
cool because it just so happens we're pretty well all tea drinkers, are we not?
Yeah, I like tea. Yeah.
I don't
enjoy
even
coffee.
drink
I like
coffee.
tea.
I'm a tea guy.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah, me
actually
too. I
had
would've brought
planned
one.
to brew a pot of that tea, but I thought everybody would be drinking their beer. and
That's
not
very
wanting
true.
it.
Not me.
That's very true, Amber.
This is true, Mark.
Amber.
Sorry, Mark. I'm
But
Okay.
yes, thank you, Wayne, so much.
Very
That
cool.
was- that
Very,
was
very,
an
very
epic
cool.
gift. We will.
Yeah. And
we will
what a
put that
great
together.
young man
And
he
you
is.
know that young man told me he bought a bow at East Hill Outdoors, and he's going to get his
Fantastic.
hunting license next month.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's
And
incredible.
I do believe that him and Sean exchanged phone numbers, and they're going to go shoot their bows together.
That's a
Nice.
wicked. That's wicked.
Yeah.
I'll-
Yeah.
You know what? Let me know when, and I'll go.
Yep.
I'll
Yeah.
come, I'll
I'm
come
in.
too.
Yeah.
Sure,
Absolutely.
we can do
I'll
it.
show you how to do it.
My brother just
I
got a
wanna
compound bow too.
Did he?
I
I
want
like
to
your
go back
brother.
to the range.
Do you want to do that
I
again?
do.
I do too.
Really?
Did you
I
see
really-
that
I
memory
did.
today?
Picture?
That was a really
so
cool
we
picture.
used to go to
Awesome.
the range every Friday as like a family. Like our kids have bows, and
Nice.
you-
Yeah,
Hannah's
yeah.
got a bow,
Yeah.
Joan has a bow, and we
Nice.
used to like that was our Friday
thing,
night
yeah.
to go to the range and,
Yeah.
and
The
shoot
range
for a couple hours.
With you guys.
You wanna
bows?
go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
got
a great
long
time.
bow.
Yeah, we have a great time.
No way.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no kidding.
Only if you put your hair down.
Traditional.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you got it.
Sorry,
fun.
sorry, Brian. Don't get
Oh,
my.
man.
Don't. I don't want to get your brother
we
mad.
should all go. We should all go shoot.
Melissa says she's in.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do
There's
it.
Absolutely.
something.
I'm
Archery
sorry,
is
hold
something
on,
really
hold
cool.
on. I gotta stop. Your kids
Yep.
blowing us up here. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Dad.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
Thank God nobody else I told about this is messaging you.
So
With embarrassing
If there's
stories.
any
but you know
friends
what?
of Pat's
That's
out there.
really cool because when people ask Ashton about me, he'll be like, "Yeah, my dad's a FearFishing guy. He sucks."
He sucks. Well,
He's like, "I never catch any
remember that
fish."
time we were at Gagnon? Said, "Oh, look, go get your bow. We're gonna have a contest," and I kicked your ass. Remember that?
No,
Oh, no.
no, I do remember that. It's on a vlog.
Yeah, it is on a
It is
vlog.
in the
It is
back
on a
room.
vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I seen that one.
See?
I go all the time. That's not an official shooting
Yeah,
range.
I know.
You know, George. I don't know what happened to George Mitchell, but he was
I
in
have
the
no idea.
hospital. I saw a post. That is one of my favorite things to do is go to Gagnon Sports and talk to George Mitchell in the
Yeah.
back room.
Amazing.
Well, he
Is he an older guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Mitchell's
You know,
dad.
I'm pretty sure I went to school with his son, Derek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek and Matt.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
That is one of my favorite pastimes, and I try to always go on Wednesdays when he's there, but he's been sick, so he hasn't been there. But I really, I don't even know if the people at Gagnon's know I'm doing it, but I just go in there and talk to George for like an hour. He'll be like, putting strings on bows and doing, and I'll just be sitting in the office chair with my feet up,
There you
hanging
go.
out, talking to George. But this is a great segue, but we really miss that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It was really fun, eh?
Yeah.
No, not only the archery, but like having old guys to go talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you're old, George, but you kind of are. But you know what I mean? Like, like with Facebook and that
Older
stuff,
than
you
Ian.
don't get to have like that.
You don't have that
face-to-face-
interaction anymore.
Yeah.
right?
So I go in there and I just ask George questions about deer hunting. He tells me stories about deer hunting, right? And he gives me tips on archery and that. Do you know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of places to go and have that.
No.
where
No,
somebody
there's
would-
not anymore.
Where somebody like the people at Gagnon.
That's what's good about these mom and pop stores, right?
Yeah,
Not
do you
these
know
big
what I mean?
box stores. People are vested.
Yeah, there's
their
nobody.
knowledge.
Yeah, that's
their-
right. There's
yeah.
not the same atmosphere. Maybe
Yeah.
sometimes you can save $10
Yeah.
on something because they
Not
bought
worth it.
more.
Not
But
worth
that mom and pop store, when you go in and you can, like, somebody takes the time to talk to you,
Yeah.
right? And like those guys would talk to anybody. Like I really
Yeah.
like that atmosphere of having. I miss that in the world of fishing, and then maybe with the meet and greet, that was like an opportunity for us to all sit down and just
Yeah.
Just
lie
hang.
about fishing.
Yeah.
Lie about fishing.
Well, I can't lie; it's all on film. But you guys are definitely lying.
I go out of my way to buy stuff at mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
I really do.
You know what? Sometimes it's really cool when we're on the road and we stop at mom and pop stores, and you find like really old
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, real
Oh,
cool
man.
stuff,
like
eh?
old packs
Yeah.
of
dude.
power bait. I always end up buying them. You know what a really
man.
cool story is? Where we got the minnows on the way up to. Do you know that like that convenience store? Is it in
Norwood?
No, way further.
Minden
Minden.
bait and
Was
tackle,
it
man.
Minden?
No.
No, it's not
No.
Minden. It's right by what lake is that? Not Muskoka Lake. They had a classic, a CSFL classic there once.
Halliburton Lake.
Yes. And you know, you go into that little store at 4 a.m. and that gentleman's there and they got a bunch of fish and stuff and the minnows. Me and Sean bought them on the way to
That's Norwood, I'm pretty sure.
Harwood and Swamps. No, it's
Chinese guy?
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right
In
on.
Norwood.
No. Total opposite way.
Norway.
No?
Not
Are
even
you sure?
close. This is
Norland. Norland?
Norland.
Norland. There we go.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Norwood.
Yeah, Norwood.
Hell, man. I was like,
This is the guy who can't find his
who
tree
are you
stand.
getting on me for saying something wrong?
Well, I knew the story we were talking about. But I like going into those stores and you see stuff that you couldn't normally get. And you know, and sometimes there's like hot baits for just that lake
Oh,
or
yeah.
hot colors
Yeah.
or something really weird that the locals use and you can pick
Yeah.
up.
Whenever I go into any store, tackle store, I always look for the same thing.
You know, it's another good
The
store?
spook that I throw that I like that I
Yeah.
can't find anywhere.
On the have
never
you ever
know.
have you ever been
Never
to
know.
the one on Highway 7 just past Marmora? I can't think of the name of it for my. It's a really nice store out in the middle of
think so.
nowhere, right
No.
on 7. But you pull in.
Tackle store?
Yeah.
Tackle stop. Yeah,
think I know what you're
It's
talking
really
about.
super nice,
Yep.
like new building.
Yep.
But they got a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally see,
Oh yeah, cool.
right? And no matter like even when you're fishing for different companies, everybody's got other buddy stuff.
Sure they do.
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
tucked away.
Absolutely,
Yeah, yeah,
for
sure
sure.
they
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some hot finds out there. I remember when my boat got broken into. The thing I was upset about the most is they took this box of crankbaits.
Yep.
That was like, do you know like crankbaits that I bought at yard sales? And
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah, yeah.
100-year-old box,
Yep.
right? I was most upset because everything could be replaced
Yep.
except for
those.
that box,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
I really, like wiggle warts with the metal.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I got a few of
yeah. Wiggle words. I had those in high school.
oh my god, man.
What else do we do? So,
That's what she said.
Oh
I
man.
think there's a cream for that.
That it works too.
the world of bass fishing,
Segue.
Yeah.
the world of bass fishing has been really quiet the last.
It
couple
has been. Well, you know, it's that kind of everybody's putting their boats
But
away
you know,
now,
like,
and it's
but
a sad
even-
time.
even-
Nobody wants to admit it.
It's that time of
Even
year.
American bass fishing with the MLS and bass and FLW stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It was huge. Our last 2 shows, 3
Yep.
shows, and
Yep.
then all of a sudden you
Nothing.
haven't heard very much.
Not much at all.
I
Nothing.
see pictures of Boyd Duckett sometimes talking about MLF, but
Yep.
you know, we're getting that time of year though. We're
It
going to
is.
start
Yeah.
getting ready for classic time.
Classics coming. Shows are coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
This classic is going to be huge.
We keep
Huge.
skipping over everything. Have you noticed that?
What's
About
that?
Ultra
We're
huge.
like going through all the. You didn't even talk very much about the meet and greet. I don't feel.
No,
No, I don't know.
It was great.
it was awesome.
Fantastic.
We're going to try to hold another one of those.
Did that happen already?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to hold an. We're
You were
gonna-
working.
I think at some time over the winter there will be an announcement, and we should do more of these. I
Yeah,
really had a good
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
time. So classics coming up.
Yep.
March.
10th, 15th.
No, the 10th is the
The 10th is the
Bowmanville
Bowmanville tackle
tackle
swap. Yeah.
and then I
think so.
believe we're leaving that week.
That would be the week we leave. Yeah.
I can't wait. This is gonna be everybody's gonna be there.
It's never going to be closer to us.
No.
I don't
no,
feel.
no. And,
You
and
know?
then, like everybody at home who's thinking about going, pack your bags. Travel
Because
the
this
12
is a-
hours and it's awesome.
Because a lot of these guys aren't going to be around in the elites. Well,
That's
no,
right.
yeah, because they're going to
90% of them aren't going to be around next year.
That's
so,
correct, yeah.
Yeah.
So this
go.
is the big one. It's super close to home. It's super cheap. All the events at Bass are free.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
The
it's not
weigh-in's
like
free. The expo's
yeah,
free.
it's not like they're hitting you up every time you turn around.
yeah.
It's in Knoxville,
Yep.
It's
Tennessee.
in Knoxville. Yeah.
It's a 12-hour drive. Sean McCall will make it there in 8.5.
Can he
He
bypass
wanted-
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, we
is
gotta
he
go
allowed to
around.
go over there? Is he a wanted man?
I'm pretty sure we
How
got
many
to
states does he have
skip
parking tickets
Pennsylvania
for?
and South
We
Carolina.
got to go through the Dakotas because of Sean.
Yeah.
That's a small detour. Right?
I think he's all right in South Carolina, but I know Pennsylvania for sure is not a state that Sean McCall wants to visit.
No.
No.
What was that for again?
Speeding.
A speeding infraction.
90 something and a 70.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that hurts.
Yeah.
Miles
It was
an
It
downhill.
was in Georgia.
He was
Yeah.
trying to catch up to us.
Them stadies, they'll chase you too.
Listen,
Yeah.
we're on our way to Texas, driving in the middle of the night. Do you remember? You were driving with Sean, and we were doing 80 miles an hour the whole way.
Yeah.
And at 80 miles an hour,
With boats.
With boats,
Oh,
bass boats.
man.
3 people?
So, yeah, Tatoska was driving, I drove, and Sean drove. But my dad was
so
with
did
me.
Dwayne.
So did
and
Dwayne.
Steve, yeah. There was
So
four
of us.
boats.
Yeah.
And I couldn't let my dad drive because he drives so close because he's not used to driving a boat trailer.
Yeah.
So there's transports going by, and I can feel it on my face, the wind. And all I could think about is to haul my boat, and I'd be like, Craig. And he didn't want to drive as fast. So I get the steering wheel back and I have to do 90 miles an hour to catch
just
up.
to catch up.
So out of the 32-hour drive, I drove 30 of the hours.
Yeah.
And the only time on the way back I let him drive, he went to Louisville, Kentucky. That was way out of the way. I woke up and he's like, well, you didn't tell me to turn right. That was a haul of a drive.
That was a big
Yeah, well,
drive.
that's
But, you
a
know,
long
we
drive.
made,
That was
I don't know
huge
about
drive.
you guys, but we made, I drove with Sean and we made fun of it.
Oh, so this is,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Oh,
I think we were
fancy
driving.
Now.
I
He's
know.
used to Sean.
Yeah.
I think we were driving in the middle of the night through Arkansas, and the state trooper, I was doing 80, and he whipped by me,
And then we get a phone call. That's a trooper coming up on you.
and he got right on Sean's
Yeah.
bumper. I mean,
Really?
on the bass boat.
I was
and he
driving at the
didn't-
time.
and he didn't pull anybody over, and I mean,
No, Sean was driving.
Sean was driving.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a police officer in my entire life pass him. Like,
That
we were
quick, eh?
cooking, and he
Yeah.
flew by and was on, like, Sean was probably half a mile in front of me, right? Because you can see in the night, the trailer.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, in 10 seconds, he was right on Sean's tail. And he never hit the cherries or nothing. He
No.
let us go.
Just like a hello, I'm here.
There's kind of like, every time I've been pulled over in the United States, which is oddly more than I've ever
Yeah.
been pulled in Canada,
Yeah.
Yeah, me
they're
too.
always
Me
super
too.
friendly.
They are
Yeah, oh,
nice.
yeah.
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 They are nice.
Jeremy from Texas.
Yeah, we even know the
had-
guy's name.
Yeah,
He's a
right.
good guy.
And but he he let us off because there was a speed trap there, and we were bow hunters, and but
We had a pig in the back.
He
Nice.
really thanked us for coming all the way down there. You
Yeah.
guys are from Ontario. You're
for sure.
spending money on
Yeah.
tourism.
Do you remember what he said when you opened the door? He opened the window.
No.
You're a long way from the house.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
we
a little
are.
scary.
And then, and the first thing I said after that was, we have bows in the car, but we're just hunters. Right? Because all I could think about was we had just packed the pig full ice.
Yeah.
So all I could think about is this guy has caught me speeding with blood
Running
dripping
down,
off,
running down the
right?
truck.
And I was like, oh. Right? And Jeremy, he was very polite, but he did have his hand on his gun.
Yes, he
Oh,
did.
I'm
Yeah, I
sure.
think
They always
for
do.
everybody. I think
Yeah.
for
So-
your grandma, they'd have his
Yeah.
hand on.
There
his
was
gun.
in the opening of the new webcast opening, there's actually Jeremy's cop car.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
And then we got pulled over with Danny and Coop. Do you remember that?
Yeah. What a bunch
Excuse
of
me.
guys.
I don't know if I have told this story in a while. So we get to Seth's.
Seth's,
Which is
great
like-
restaurant.
I wish we had more of this in Ontario, but Seth's is like you drive through the swamp, and then all of a sudden there's a building with and it's a restaurant, and they have like
It's not even a nice
Is
building.
it like a portable
No.
or like a trailer?
Pretty well.
Kinda looks
yeah,
like
it's like a trailer
That's
with
all
a.
I explain, but with
Like
like
a-
a
With a
front
patio.
cover,
Parking trailer?
like a
Yeah.
patio on the front with a cover. But we had like crawdads and crocodile and turtle and frog legs, and it was like
It was delicious.
all you could eat,
Nice.
and you could wheel your cooler beer in there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Put it right beside you.
Boom.
all the sweet tea you could handle, and it was $20. Like it was unreal.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we let Sean drive. No,
He went
No.
back to the car.
he went back to my truck
Yeah.
and turned off my
Headlights.
automatic headlights.
Yeah.
So we stay, and it gets to be like 11 o'clock, and I believe I was when I was sick. I was DDing, right, for all the boys, and they all load into my truck, And Danny and Coop, we didn't have enough room for them, so we threw them in the box of my truck with like
2 days
my cap
after a
on.
dead pig was back there.
Yeah. So we're driving through this little tiny town, and we stop and we grab a whole bunch of snacks, right? We pull out, and the cherries come on, right? And I'm like, what have I done now? So Mexican gentleman jumps out, comes up to the window, and he goes, "Yo, your headlights are off." And I was like, "What?" And McCall reaches in the front and grabs my shoulder. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna turn those off at the restaurant." So we were running on like daytime lights.
Yeah.
So he's
man.
like, "Could you turn them on?" And this whole time, you can hear Danny and Coop in the box of my truck fighting to get under stuff, right? Because in
They're
Ontario,
hiding. They want to hide,
they
but
want
their
to hide.
phones
but
are glowing.
right? And they're calling. All you can hear is you effing this and you effing, right?
Such an idiot.
Yeah, we're gonna get busted.
Incognito.
Like, man, we shouldn't be back here, right? And you can feel the truck moving while I'm trying to talk.
I only
to this
brought
guy.
$6. I don't got bail.
So the officer goes, "Can you turn your lights on?" I was like, "Absolutely, sir." I
Yeah.
turn them on, and he goes back and he's like, "Hit your brake lights." And I hit them, and he's like, "Okay." Comes out the window. He goes, "You're free to go."
Yeah.
He's like, "You can also tell the two morons in the box of the truck that it's not against the law to ride back there in Texas." So all the way home, and we had tree stands and everybody's luggage. I drive,
yeah.
I drive a little bit and then hit the brakes a little, and you can hear the banging on my window.
Oh man. That's
There's not a
awesome.
better two guys to travel with than
Oh, they're
Danny and Coop.
Yeah.
And I know they sleep a lot.
They do sleep a lot, but when they're awake, they're energetic.
But
they're
do
funny.
Good dudes.
Do they fart like Sean McCall?
No,
No.
no, that was a good trip
No.
to Texas.
You know what?
But yeah,
I got a little note actually that just made me think of this, because even when you do have your auto lights on too, and this is just something to keep in mind. I don't know. I thought I'd throw it out here because I heard someone else address this not long ago. Is it's a good idea to get in the habit of turning your lights on
Because your backs aren't on.
because your back's not on.
Yeah.
So if you get out there and it's hazy, foggy,
Yeah.
rainy, and sometimes
Absolutely,
you're
man.
in very bad weather.
That
and
is a
it's not
good tip.
visibility,
Yeah,
and
sure.
people
Yeah.
can't see your
100%.
your car
I always
coming
have
up on
my
you,
lights
right?
on.
like
Yeah.
I got my truck with 12 kilometers on it, and I turned them on then,
Yeah.
and I'd never
it.
turn them off, so I would never check them, right?
Yeah. Well, mine.
Sean.
If I leave them on with my backs on, then even when I lock the car, they stay on for a second, but then they go off automatically
Yeah.
anyway.
I got
so I
you.
can,
Yeah.
so I can just leave it in an on position, and
Yeah.
it doesn't leave my
Yeah,
lights
yeah.
on. So it's like instead of having it on auto, I just leave it on, and then my brake lights are always on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then- or
I
my-
do the same thing.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a
Me
really good
too.
idea, especially in the wintertime. I
Yeah,
I
when it
totally
starts getting hazy.
I
and-
totally notice when they flip on it, like when it's daytime, right?
Right,
That's
yeah, yeah.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Amber,
What?
we're gonna have a 3-minute break here in a second. Do you want to plug Emma's event, even though it's not a fear fishing event? Emma's Boston Pizza event. Do you want to give that a plug? And people come in who are in the local area. Are you looking at me like you
Are
don't
you
know what I'm talking
asking
about?
me if I'll stay in here and talk to people?
No,
while
no,
you
no,
guys
I'm just
are-
asking you to-
Before we go for a
Break.
break, you're
No
not
break for
listening,
you.
Amber.
If you could
I'm
just
not working without you
Like-
guys.
I sing in here.
we have a ton more stuff to cover. We haven't even touched the tip of it. If you could like make an announcement halfway through, I'll let you do it again at the end of the show, and then more people will hear
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Right? So rock and roll. Let her rip.
I wrote it down for you.
Celebrity serving for Emma's volleyball team at Boston Pizza from 5 to 8 in Bowmanville, Ontario on December 9th. That is a Sunday.
Celebrity.
Her
serving.
team is the Grizzlies, the volleyball team. 10% of the profits from that night go back to Emma's volleyball team so they can do tournaments and stuff. Did I get it all, honey?
You did, and you can request Emma to serve you. I
And,
think
we will
Maybe.
be there.
She's
I
going to
don't
be
know.
Yeah.
busy with me.
You better leave her a nice tip.
Yeah.
I asked for
I
white
can't-
cheese and these mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
right.
I'm going to need another ice cube, please.
Okay, we're going to take a couple minute break. You
man.
guys go grab a snack, grab a drink,
Ooh.
and we'll be
A
right
pee?
back. Yeah.
Make sure you make reservations.
Yes, make
Could-
reservations.
Could get busy.
That's why you were supposed to do this, honey.
You did a great job. I just
Okay.
wanted to put that in there.
Love you, bye.
Love you. Bye.
We are back. Man, I picked some Ekpet tunes.
That's
song,
pretty good
eh?
one. You
I
know what?
like
I
that
still
song.
think we need to get Brian to do us a little jingle for the opening, man.
Yeah, we should have a jingle.
Like a really cool
know
one.
what?
Sure.
When your voice is better. And if you need a backup singer,
Yeah.
You're just dying.
No.
Mark's available.
We can all get on that.
You're just dying to take part in some kind of singing, eh?
I am.
The
We should have
anybody who's
Fear
watching,
Fishing
if you're watching
karaoke
on
night.
YouTube right now, please hit that like button.
Remix.
Share the video, the likes. So here's if we're going to continue to do the Fear Fishing vlog and the webcast and everything in 2019, really need to get our subscribers and followers up. So tell all your friends. The algorithms work on the more likes and comments you get, it'll reach more people. So we really need everybody to comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, Facebook, Instagram, follow along. But yeah, that would be a huge,
Yes.
Awesome.
huge help. The magic number in the world of onlining is 1 million subscribers and 100,000 views.
yeah?
We're not even close.
Wow.
No.
But we could get there with your
Absolutely.
help. If the 6 of you are listening, you each find 100,000 people to subscribe, we will be
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
there. No, I'm not asking for the moon here,
Yeah,
people.
That's right.
Just subscribers. Do you see anything up there you want to talk about first?
You know what? I want to talk about my Puna Cana.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because you guys know that
We're gonna talk
every
about the
time I go
fishing at
away,
the
I
end of
bring you
this.
back something special,
Oh,
right? To try.
shit.
You remember that?
No,
remember?
did you?
Remember
No,
when I
Mako.
almost killed you with the Mako beef
Oh.
jerky?
Mako beef jerky.
Well, I got
Mako
something for you this
He
time.
went last year to Florida
Yeah.
and brought us the most
Disgusting. It was
Vile.
terrible.
rotten
Terrible.
Mako
It was
jerky.
like $30 American for this little bag of crap.
Yeah, and Sean McCall
Yeah.
almost puked into.
He wouldn't even taste it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
blame
He
him.
was hardcore.
Do you know what? Like when your friend hands you something, it smells funny, but you're like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
trust Mark."
I'll
and
give
then
it a
I
go.
hit it. I hit it and I bit through, and you know how jerky's like tough.
Yeah.
Well, it was like jelly.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? I got something for you guys to try.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what is it?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, I hear
I
it.
asked the West family for some shot glasses. I
We
got
don't
2
do shots.
cappuccinos or espressos or whatever they are. I got a candle holder, I think,
I don't know.
It's close
Here we
enough.
go.
It's close enough.
and a couple of the kids' cups.
Kitty cups.
His and hers, by the way.
Nice.
Anybody
So
looking to buy
down in
Christmas
Puna
gifts for
Cana,
Fear Fishing?
I am not a drinker. You
No.
guys all know that, but I found out that they have a local drink down there that everybody loves, I
Yeah.
guess, and
Okay.
it's very, very popular. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna bring my buddies home with this. Taste of that that Mako
Mako.
jerky
Mako
down.
You're
jerky.
bad guys, like real
go.
bad.
Redeem
This
yourself.
looks so southern.
Oh,
Mama Joanna.
Oh.
It's called
What is it?
Mama
my God.
Mama
What is
Wana, and it's an aphrodisiac. Actually,
whoa, what's in it?
Oh,
It is
Can I look?
rum,
Mama Juana.
white wine, and
I've
honey.
heard of
And there's
this.
also the Moana tree. So there's
Okay.
if you look in there, I don't know if you can see that on camera.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
full of the branches, and you can actually refill it with rum, honey.
This isn't gonna kill
and
me,
wine.
is it?
Get
No,
out.
no.
It's not gonna kill me.
Look at
Well,
this cute little
That
hat.
hat is priceless.
That's what sold me. The hat.
Right?
It's not part of
Priceless.
these things aren't part of the peanut family, are
I've
they?
heard of this.
No, there's no
No?
peanut in
We're
it.
good?
No, no peanut.
All right.
Are you
I don't think
they have-
legally signing off on that?
I'll
If
sign.
I don't know how to open it.
If
I'll
I
sign the
go, if
waiver.
I get, if I go down, honey, get the EpiPen.
The EpiPen has expired. Like
Oh, look at that fancy wrapping, eh?
4
Right.
years
Well,
ago.
add the hat.
We definitely got to keep that hat.
So-
Absolutely.
Oh, my duck.
So everywhere you go, they got bottles of this stuff. They have, they had it at the resort, where
Yeah.
at all the bars there, you could get your shot of mono. So people were drinking it, so I guess it's okay. And you can actually refill it. No, you got to have more than that. It's a shot, buddy. It's not a.
I get one of the cappuccino or espresso cups.
I'll just throw
Kind
that
of
out here. Don't bother
you, Mark.
throwing one of those in there for me.
No?
Yeah,
What about you,
well,
Amy?
Thank you, though.
Amy, would you like to try one?
It's an aphrodisiac.
Had it before.
Oh, you have, eh? You like it?
Smells very Buckley's like, Brian. You may enjoy that.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, she didn't like it. And I'm not having one because I
Yeah, he
don't
doesn't
drink. So have it. Tell me what you think.
God.
Just drink it. It's a shot. Drink it down.
All right, here we go.
Is it
Wondering
supposed to be
if
for
Not that
shots?
bad.
Was that bad?
Is it like a sipping kind of rum, or is
It's
it
actually
a
not,
is it?
it's a pretty
shot
good.
kind of rum?
It's actually not that bad.
Very
Yeah.
smooth.
It
No
really
kick
isn't.
on
It's very popular down
What
there,
is
so
that?
they got to be
Very,
doing
very
something right.
Cinnamon in it?
I don't know what
No,
it has
there's
in it.
gotta
I think
be.
it's peanut base.
Yeah,
It's got
No
some
doubt.
macadamia
It's
nuts
cashews.
in it.
Yeah.
my friend.
Bye, friends. And this will be our last show.
That is actually really good.
It's
Yeah.
not that bad. It tastes much better than I expected.
Yeah, I
have
thought
to-
that it was
I
going to
have
be
to
So you
It
can
something.
see the
doesn't-
twigs in it
It
now,
doesn't
right?
Yeah.
smell very
Yeah.
good, I'll tell
Can
you
you
that
guys-
much.
Can you see that? Can you see the twigs in it?
They're
Part
there.
of the tree or something. I know it's really
That's a
popular.
really interesting drink. Well,
Yeah.
we'll put that on the wall.
What are you talking about? We're taking that upstairs.
No, every
It's
time
an aphrodisiac, and I'm watching your hands, Wes. Keep them
We'll,
on the
uh,
table, pal.
That's it.
we'll keep the kids' glasses.
Hey,
down
hey,
here,
hey, hey.
And we'll
Yeah.
every time somebody comes to visit, we'll give them a shot of Mark's whatever
Mama Wanna.
Mama Wanna.
tree bark stew.
Mama Wanna.
I still have my last sip.
So, do you have
Wait,
anything
Em.
else you want to talk about your trip?
I had a great time. Got my wife swimming. Well,
Fantastic.
snorkeling. She hates water. Very, very proud of her. It
I
was
thought you were gonna say pregnant.
no, God, no. That's all sealed
Well, the
up.
Mama
bud.
Wanna, you
That's
know.
all sealed up. No, it was good, man. We went on an excursion snorkeling. Joan, my wife, hates water. She actually did it. It was kind of scary at the beginning because I had jumped in already as soon as we found out I could jump in because
Yeah.
I like jumping in water, right?
Yeah.
So
Makes
I was
sense.
like
Yeah.
floating. I was putting my flippers on, my snorkel, and then I see her on the deck in the corner with one of the ship guys, right? And I could hear her say, "I can't swim." And then by then he had pushed her
Oh
and
my
says,
God.
"The
man.
water will catch ya."
Oh my god.
No way.
The water will catch. So I
Oh.
swam over there, did the Mitch Buchanan,
I was gonna
saved the
say.
day, and then we had a great time. She really enjoyed it, which was awesome.
The Mitch
You're,
Buchanan.
Yeah, man. Baywatch.
Marley Horniak's a non-swimmer too.
Is he?
Really?
But
Yeah.
he's
All he's
an
gotta do is
epic
stand
pool
up.
Jumper. That's
He
exactly
did
it.
Yeah, the pool jump, he can't swim.
Take
So,
him to Scuba.
Remember that? Remember
Once
Yeah, you
on
can touch everywhere there.
Remember the class or the
Like-
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do.
The pool
yeah.
Cornwall.
Cornwall, yeah.
Cornwall.
St. Francis.
Once Marley.
Ooh, my tummy is all warm.
La 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 la. I've had so once we went to Rice Lake,
Yeah.
not
Ready
Rice
to
Lake, Lake
incubate.
Simcoe, and there was
like
like
it.
9 footers, and the Lake Simcoe open,
Mhm.
right? And we were like, you could watch how, when we came from like the Aurelia Gap, half the field had disappeared and the other half had come up. And then,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it was
Oh,
bad,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
right? And I look at Marley, and he looks at me, and he goes, "If we go down, I'm gonna float your dead body back to shore." Another time, somebody asked him, and he was talking about it, and he told them that he never fished deeper than 6 feet.
Really? Because he knew he could stand up.
He knew he could stand up.
And another time, I was talking to him about it while we were fishing a tournament, and he told me that his golden retriever, his lab, Skeeter, when Marley threw him in the water the first time, instinct kicked in, and he was able to swim to shore. And Marley felt that if he went in,
Yeah.
he'll just know how to swim.
That's what he did at the pool.
That's what he did at the pool. He was.
Instinct.
we-
But
Yeah.
he came
Yeah.
up and
Yeah,
he
for
was like,
sure.
help.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
didn't-
yeah, he was.
He didn't just
Help.
jump in the pool. He jumped
off
off
the
the
garage.
roof.
The garage. Into the pool. And he,
man.
like Marley's tall, so he
That's head
hit,
first.
like the deep
The
end.
slant.
He hit the slant. Like
Oh,
he
man.
slid down
Oh.
under. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Feet first.
But
And
you
we
were
did-
ready. You were ready with your safety
Everybody
gear.
at
He
home.
jumped
I had
like
my
10 or
safety gear
12
on. It's on
Yeah.
Instagram.
He had
Yeah.
about 10 feet. He jumped about 10, 12
Oh,
feet. 'Cause
probably
there was
20.
Like 4 feet.
Well, he was 30
Really?
feet in the air when he
drew-
started. or his head was, anyways.
he probably jumped 10 feet of patio and then the whole shallow end.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
It was pretty cool.
It was the best.
Is he
jump-
still as tall as he was?
Yeah, close.
he's a little shorter.
Maybe a couple inches, like a disc.
Yeah, and when he did this, we filmed it for Instagram. I was in my towel and I have a life raft, and he hit the water, and I blew my whistle.
Yeah.
Didn't we put sunscreen
The
on
Mitch,
it?
Yeah,
Buchanan. The Mitch Buchanan.
Yeah.
Well, from summer fishing, ice fishing just around the corner, lads.
It is.
It is.
Who's excited?
We had ice.
I'm excited.
Until maybe yesterday.
Yeah.
I was gonna
I'm
go
thinking it's
fishing
probably
Wednesday. I was planning to go to Rice Lake, but Rice Lake's froze.
I don't think it's going to be after today.
No, not after
Rain
today.
and wind all
Yeah,
day.
Absolutely.
And we've had a few warmer days.
But
Yeah, we are.
there's still be ice chunks. I'm not going to put one through my.
Well.
I'll go down like the Titanic in my Stratus.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
all right. As long as it's not romaine,
Yeah.
you're safe.
We should talk about that too. But
Marked safe. Romaine craze.
I'm excited to ice fish this year. I really enjoy ice fishing. I do believe that I've got a Garmin Panoptics ice fishing unit
That's awesome.
that'll be
Oh,
here.
good.
Nice.
Jason
Wow.
Renner was asking what you were going to use.
I've used it on my boat. I really love my Panoptics. Next year I'm going to use the Live Scope, but I'm really excited to use this for ice fishing.
That's cool.
that technology to see forward. So I can't tell you that it's amazing for my boat.
You could face my hole too, and let
I
me
could watch
know.
your-
Right.
yeah.
I was gonna say.
So
I got my flasher, but it would still be cool.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it in my head that it's going to be amazing. But I'll do some vlogs on it, and I'll do some Fear Fishing Monday Night Live videos on it when it comes. So I'm really excited about that opportunity to use one of those. It's really cool technology.
It is.
You used it, smallmouth
I
fishing?
saw it that for a brief, like for one day, one afternoon, morning, or whatever it was. Yeah, I got to see it, and I was pretty
Amy?
impressed.
Could I have
Really,
one of
really
these?
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It
Game
is
changer.
super cool. So I'm not the biggest ice fisherman in the entire world. Like, do you need one?
Yeah, I'll take one too. If
Thank
don't
you,
mind.
Amy.
Amy, thank you.
Poor Amy can't get
Poor
away
Amy.
from her job, eh? It's either me
Yeah.
asking for blow dries or.
Oh,
What?
Whoa!
God,
Amber. Wow.
Things just amped it up a notch.
I was gonna say.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Oh,
There's
that's
your
some
viral
good-
moment
Oh,
right there.
all you guys. The salon at Turner House seems to be the place to go. Do you want to give your work number out for the
No, I'm
people
good.
can book?
Thanks.
It likes a good blow dry.
Can you go like one time to get you to cut your hair, and then the next time Amy to cut your hair, and then can you back and forth it?
Yeah, if they're not existing clients. Otherwise, we'll probably scratch each other's eyes out. But
No, I got
Really?
it.
Is it
No,
like
no, it's
that?
not. No.
It's like,
Wow.
that's
I'm not
Amy.
like that.
Some places can get like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like when you get a bunch
Can you
of girls
imagine
together.
like your client sits down and Amy comes in and it's her client? Does she just like
Oh, that's
tackle you?
happened.
Has
A
it?
lot of
That's
Amy,
happened.
Amy's traveled for like how many years were you gone?
Yeah, I've been gone for almost 2 years now. I shut down my salon. So when
Do you
when I
sharpen your
left, I
nails?
did recommend people to other
Full
salons,
contact hair cutting. eh?
whichever was one of them. So
Yeah.
I have seen a couple of my clients, my previous
Did
clients.
they want you back?
No, they're happy, and I'm glad that they're happy.
That's
Aw.
fantastic.
Oh.
Do you ever look at their hair and be like,
She's thinking,
I could've
why
done
did
so
you
much
do
better.
that? I took
Can't
such
believe
good
you
care of
do
that
that.
hair.
No, I'm all
Amber
about
is
hair.
very good at what she does.
Oh, I know. I've seen some of the hair coming out of that place.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah?
Yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah.
have?
Do you ever think of going in there,
pretty
Brian?
impressive.
I was gonna say,
Getting a
Brian.
Wicked dude.
You-
Because you got some hair to
was-
You got some
got
hair to
some
work
hair to
with.
work with,
That's
right?
right.
I've
Yeah.
actually been in there a handful of times now. Yeah.
Yeah, the ladies love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I understand why, but
They really do.
usually
And
we
they're all
talk about
envious of his
your
hair.
relationship. What has it been
Uh-oh.
like for you two to move in together in the salon?
I've
It's
loved it.
been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to
Did
have her.
you know that Amber was the first client I ever had in my
No
chair?
way.
Yep.
Really?
Wow.
First
Wow, that's
started
crazy.
Oh,
cutting.
she's like a mentor.
Look at her
to you,
surrounding
right?
herself with.
Wow.
And I was like the
My
first
first boyfriend.
her first boyfriend.
Wow.
You
You
were
were
her
her first boyfriend?
First
client.
client.
I
Amy's
was.
gone retro.
Not-
She's gone back
not
to her
now.
roots.
Amy's
Not-
gone retro.
Whoa, you guys dated like when you guys
Yeah.
were in like
13.
primary
Little-
school?
Yeah.
Not primary school, but public school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's
he was
crazy.
the
Yeah, that's
boy
awesome.
around the
That's
corner.
cool.
Yeah.
And then you guys floated away and then you drifted back together?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Look
like
at
right
this,
now.
all these fishing puns.
Baby.
Well, you know.
So how is the moving in going?
Yes.
It's been a little slow. You were telling me the other day driving because
Yeah.
you guys have been busy with. The
Yeah,
fire
we've been
stuff.
busy with a lot of other things, so it's like, we kind of got put on hold a little bit there. But
Other than that, things are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had a good fight yet? Are you not there?
I wouldn't say we've had a screaming match.
good-
There's
No,
A
no,
good
just like
fight.
some like
No.
some like testing the waters. Just
Oh.
there has
Poking
been one
little-
where you were like,
Poking
No,
the
no.
bear.
there hasn't
Poking
been
the
like
bear.
the line in the sand. There hasn't been that moment
Oh
yet.
no,
eh?
no.
Hey,
I don't
Brian.
think there hasn't been anything that's just like not just some fun bickering.
Yeah. Are you
Yes.
pooping with the door open yet?
No.
Thank God.
You're not at that stage?
And we've
Did I-
come to the whole everybody poops thing,
I
but
asked-
there's no door
Oh,
open
man.
thing.
I asked her. I'm just like, so what is the
Before we moved
the whole
in, somebody
etiquette
did
going
ask
on
me.
here? Like, it's
You guys
just
had
like,
that conversation?
Before
Oh,
we
I
moved
had
in.
asked her.
Well,
just
you
like,
ha-
so
I
it's
think
like
you have
really?
to. I think you have to, right?
Oh, yeah,
like-
you haven't?
You
No.
run in a, like,
No.
like
wow.
what stage are we at here? Is the
we
door
have doors
open?
closed.
Is the
It's
door
the
closed?
throne.
Is the tap running? Is
Oh.
is music on? Like, what's
Yeah. What are you trying
What
to
kind of-
hide?
No.
So
What do you-
about like 4 months ago, I had to take a dump really bad, and I came home.
Amber's
Right,
in the
She
shower.
was-
One
she
bathroom.
was in the shower,
Yeah.
and I'm pounding on the door, and she's like, "Just come in and go," and I'm like, "We're not there yet."
Oh, wow.
And that was it's been 5 years. And I was like, I thought about it, and then I was like, nope, you can hold it.
Yeah.
I'm a man.
So I had to rush out with shampoo in my hair.
Yeah.
Really? You
Yeah.
made her.
No,
You
I
couldn't
didn't.
hold it.
I finished.
Dude.
I felt bad.
Dude, you ask Marley, Marley's by our tree stand.
Yeah.
How many times I text him at work and I'm like, bro, I hope the door's unlocked or I'm going to go on your front lawn. And last time, I guess I clogged the toilet. And he messaged me and he's like, thanks a lot for clogging the toilet, dude. Right? And I was like, bro, at least I let the dog out.
That's right.
Oh my God, Ian. I did not know that.
Yeah.
And he's still your friend.
Oh,
Wow,
brother.
That's solid right there.
Bro.
Be solid.
Absolutely.
If
I wouldn't be
there was
upset.
solid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sure he's had some great ones here after a day on the water. I owed him one. The worst is,
Yeah.
and so I left the door open at his house because nobody was home. But Skeeter came in and he was staring at me, right? Skeeter's the dog. And I think, and Skeeter and I are tight, right?
Yeah.
Marley's dog won't leave the house. Like, Marley was like, he'll never go outside. But every time I go to his house to go shoot my bow, so he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he looked concerned at the doorway, like, bro, are you okay? Like, I went out and walked around the yard twice, and you're still in here?
Oh, man.
The dog's checking.
And all
up
I
on
can
you.
think is, like,
man.
bent over going, we're really going to find out how much he loves me today.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, that's a big relationship
It
commitment.
is. It is.
Talk
I've
about- while we're on the pooping thing, how disappointed are you when you get to the poop? You gotta sit down and you don't got your phone with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, how much does that suck?
Can you imagine? Remember when people used to read magazines?
And shampoo bottles
Reader's
and
Digest.
Anything, right?
That's
the
right.
toothpaste tube.
Has it ever?
I used to know
So,
the exact ingredient.
Now that we've had that discussion, when somebody passes their phone to you
Oh.
to put your contact information in, what do you think?
Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you want to hear a funny story? We were in.
Do
Do we have a choice?
We just did.
No, it's better. We were at a fishing tournament. I want to say we were in Quebec, and Marley has a shower after a day of fishing. Comes out. I go in, and I yell, "What's with all the hair on the soap?" And he was like, "Bro, you're really gonna use the soap after me?" Right? And then I thought about it. Right? And I was like, no. I'm
No.
like, I got out of the shower, like, dripping wet and got another bar of soap. And then I got in there and I was like, I can't believe I asked him that.
It's a momentary lapse of reason
I
there,
get
man.
out, right? And he looks at me and he goes, I hoped you used that bar of soap because he said I start with my face. And guess where I end up?
Don't we all?
Oh, man. Yeah. If not,
sorry.
you're working backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden-
yeah. But I remember that. It was like just, and I don't think I'll ever live that down. Now I brought it up again. He's
No.
probably watching right now. He's like,
That's why body wash got so popular.
I guess.
Absolutely.
I guess so.
Yeah.
We're halfway through deer season.
We are. We haven't shot one yet.
Iron Mike is dead.
So close.
I haven't seen a buck during shooting hours while I've been out there. I've only been out 3 or 4 times. I've had pretty
Before
busy.
we dive too deep into this,
Yeah.
What, you got some love?
yeah, somebody's inviting you to go splake, lake, or walleye through the ice.
No way.
Yeah.
Bam.
Real Canadian lunker hunter.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
We could do that for sure. He's a
Well,
super nice guy. We
Yeah,
can do that.
message and we'll
Reach
work it out.
via
We'll work
email,
it
he
out.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, email me.
Yeah.
We'll work something
We'll work it out.
So I've put more time than probably, all the great whitetail hunters in the stand this year.
Yes.
I have not had
For the past 3 years.
I have not had the success. I'm an idiot setting goals this high. That's my problem. And now I can't wimp out of it. I've got to shoot a mature, mountable whitetail.
Well, that was dumb.
I know it was. I should have been like Mark, and I'll just shoot the first one that comes.
Sean's
Dude,
buddy.
I'm looking for meat, man.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm
Yeah.
looking
You
for
can't-
Sean's
but
You
Right.
can't
friends.
eat the rack.
I'm
That's
looking,
right.
yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say the comment. I have to go back to that on the
Yes,
air, but I will
yeah.
tell you when we're done. The Sean McCall hunted for 4 hours.
Yeah. Boom. 9-pointer.
Beautiful.
Not
beautiful
even.
deer.
I think it was an hour and 45 minutes, wasn't he?
I don't know. I was
Something like
I was
that.
trying to stretch it out, but
Yeah.
I'm sure when Sean gets back, Sean is not sick.
He's not feeling
He's
well.
not feeling
Yeah.
well. He'll tell us the whole story of that. I saw Iron Mike twice from my tree stand, and sadly, my buddy from the Bewdley Dump shot him.
Yeah.
Not sadly. I'm really pumped for him. It's kind of sad that was like our target buck, and we were so close.
Now we got Benny.
Now we got
Floyd.
Floyd. Listen, for all you like extreme whitetail hunters out there, I have had this deer on my cam, so and to my bait site.
Yeah.
Mark has not seen him at all,
I've not seen him, but I named
other
him.
than the vlog.
Yeah.
And he thinks he can override my name.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
can't name a deer you
No,
haven't seen.
especially Benny.
Benny's
That's
a great
horrible
name.
name,
on.
man. Horrible.
I'm looking for George Foreman.
George Foreman.
It's going to be a couple more weeks before Floyd makes it onto my hit list. I'm waiting for the monster to show. I don't mind eating tag soup. I'm going to be.
Do you want to
real
know why I
excited.
call him Benny?
Why?
I'll tell you
Listen.
why I call him Benny.
If it's December 28th,
What happened
Why
with the
shoot
bear?
him?
What happened with the bear?
which one?
The bear.
The Jenner
The
bear?
spring bear.
The
Yours?
Jenner bear.
What happened to it?
You shot it in the dick.
That's right. So if I shoot Benny, he's Benny dicked. That's why.
Oh my God, Mark. I thought you were gonna say I can donate Benny's dick to the poor Jenner bear.
Oh, man.
Wow.
But
But
oh man.
Benny dick.
I haven't had a chance to check the trail cams this week. I'm hoping somebody showed up. We're going to get a snowstorm, a cold front, and that's going to warm up a bit.
coming.
It's going to happen.
They're gonna start moving.
They're
for
going to
sure.
start moving. We've
Yeah.
seen more and more does showing
Yeah.
up constantly. It's going to happen. A big.
Yeah, I did.
Oh man.
Wow.
Fire.
No wonder she married me. She's easily impressed.
I'm just thinking
Benny
of his train of
Dick.
Oh man.
dick.
That's-
Benny dicked.
So I think one will show. I'm really excited to check the trail cams. You totally got me. I feel like maybe we should change his name now.
Yeah. If I get a crack at him.
So we got more showing up. A giant is going to show. I feel good. But if it comes down to like the last week and a half,
Oh yeah.
and Floyd shows onto my tree stand, I'm probably going to drop the game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's good news, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good news. I hope.
Yeah.
I really, really hope it happens for you. I hope I get
Yeah.
that call.
The more
do.
like fishing, I like to catch fish. Right? I don't care if it's 12 inches or
Yep.
10 pounds. I want to catch them.
Yeah, you proved that in the
Hunt-
tournaments this year.
Yeah, isn't that true?
Oh.
I won a
Anybody
tournament.
seen Mike Gray?
I won. I
Or
won
fish
one.
Mike.
I won a clubby this year.
Mike's not here.
I won a clubby this year.
Lovely.
So, I'm gonna hold out as long as I can. But I really enjoy the chess game of hunting. I really like the
It's
only
cool.
reason why if a small one came in, it's not that I have a problem with it.
Mhm.
It's just that I'm gonna miss 4 weeks of hunting.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
It's over on this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really have some time.
Yeah.
Right? I fished
Yeah.
a ton this year. It's really nice that like I can go and I will check them on the trail cam. There's nothing more exciting than when you see a buck, a big one on your
Yeah.
trail cam.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? And then there's nothing more exciting than that to realize when you get a daytime pick that there's a real deal shot at this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
That he's
Yep.
At any moment,
he
that
could
baby
be
can
rolling
go.
in. And I for anybody out there who one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't start bow hunting younger.
Yeah. Mine
There
too.
is nothing in the whole world more than exciting than any deer coming into your tree.
It's
stand.
cool,
Like
eh?
man, your heart gets pounding.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? You get to start to understand when you can move, when you can't move.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. If you've never been that close to a wild animal,
Yep.
it's pretty cool.
It is.
Like
and the other stuff that you see in the woods too.
Absolutely.
Like I've seen porcupines, raccoons,
Bears,
lots and
like
lots of blue jays.
We've been real close to big bears.
Yeah, we have.
Right? Like real close. That one I missed was
Birds.
gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
A partridge did scare the snot out of me the other day
They're
walking
loud.
out to work. I was walking out in the woods in the dark, right? And I walked down the same trail. And I've had a couple deer where you walk right and you bounce them
Yep.
like out of their bed coming in the morning. I mean, like real close. And when you can't see this far in front of me and you hear a 200-pound animal jump up and run through the
Oh, yeah.
bushes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
walking out the other night, head down, and a partridge about 3 feet from my feet is flushed.
Oh.
Just about peed myself right there. Right?
Another trip to Marley's house.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
I had I've had 2 bad incidents with bears. The first time I ever went deer hunting in a ground blind, I had out of the corner of my eye, I see this cub walk by, right? And I thought to myself, oh shit, please don't get curious and come over here.
Yeah.
And then I saw Mama walk by from the window of my tree stand to that wall.
Oh, right there.
Oh man.
And I was
scary.
like
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
Like real. And that was probably the second time I'd ever been hunting.
And you're bow hunting.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else with
In
you?
in like a tent. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not Sean McCall who's going to ramble it down with a chocolate bar.
No.
Right? The other time, I had an incident with a black bear. I was sitting on top of like a no bow, just scouting, sitting on top of a huge opening with binoculars, just watching who cruised from woods to woods. And all of a sudden behind me I hear,
Oh man.
and I thought, what the fuck is that, right? And then I was like, it's a black bear. And then so I turn around, and I'm wearing a coat that smells like it's got so much dopey on it. I'll probably smell like a bear, like a
meal?
a deer.
Yeah.
Just laying down,
That's
right?
it right there.
And I'm on the ground just
got
like sitting on my
gravy
butt
on
with
me.
my back to the woods. And I hear that, and I turn around, and I swear to God that thing wasn't 15 feet away. And it was only a small one, but I jumped up and, give
Only
him
takes
the
a small one.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
Yeah,
gave
oh,
him
yeah.
the whole,
Yeah.
yelling, got my hands out to look really big, and he took off. But that was right where we were talking today, where we went in the ground blind.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where that happened.
Yeah.
And where you hunted last year,
Yeah.
that's where that sow and cub walked by me.
Wow.
Yeah, on
Wow.
the way into the cornfields. Crazy, eh?
I've never seen any bears or any signs of bears out there.
Hey, I saw both those
Yeah.
in the first year I hunted, and I'd never seen one since.
Wow.
Wow.
But yeah, anybody who doesn't have their hunting license or even archery, like we were talking
yeah.
before,
Yeah.
archery is a great way to
For the fun
relax.
for the family. Whole family
Like,
can do it.
you know,
Doesn't matter
like-
what your skill is.
No,
You can do
you
it
just have a
together.
good time. Like some of
Yeah.
our best times at the range were shooting. Remember we competitions with the turkeys,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? I think that archery is really an overlooked thing as a family activity.
You know what sucks? We haven't been out for a while, and
No, we should do that again.
I got to get out. We got to get out.
I think this is the final topic tonight. And you got something?
I like archery.
Bring it on.
I think
In
you know.
Goulburn?
I
sorry, go ahead.
no, sorry. No, I was just thinking out loud, and I was thinking about how I do really appreciate and respect like
Yeah.
the guys that do go out with the bows and stuff. and-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Are you getting your license,
There's-
Brian? Your hunting license?
oh,
Oh,
I don't know about that. I don't know.
yeah. Come
Do you
on.
need
Oh,
one?
maybe. Certain areas probably not. No.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
I got-
Like if you
I don't
were
know,
on
I don't know.
your reserve
Yeah.
land or whatever, you would need
I
one.
don't
right?
think so. No. I think I'd be okay. Same with like fishing license and
Huh,
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, if I'm on property that's not owned by the federal government, then I'm good to go.
No way. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you have something there?
Yeah, Ian Goulburn wants to pass on a message from Andrew.
He shot a great
Bahi?
buck.
He
yeah.
shot a great buck. Way to
Says
go.
hi
Yeah.
and when you bring in something.
What's that for?
Ian Goulburn
Yep.
says Andrew Vahi?
Andrew, yeah, he's the taxidermist.
He
Yeah.
says
He does the
hi
tax-
and when you bring in something.
Soon I hope, Andrew.
Yeah.
Soon I hope, buddy.
I'd have mounted
Yeah.
Iron Mike, no problem.
I'm looking.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
that?
When
Yeah.
I
That's
saw
an
If I
open-
get a deer of that
pictures,
caliber, I
Oh.
will definitely be going to see
when I
Andrew
saw him walk
for a,
behind my
for a shoulder
stand,
mount.
I didn't even see. I mean, that's where I made my mistake. So, Renner told me when Iron Mike showed up and we got daytime pictures. Renner's been hunting for years and years. Hunts in South Dakota. Oh God, that's right.
Yeah.
It's either South or North Dakota. He was like, when it comes in, just remember it's just a deer. Don't look at the antlers,
Yeah.
right? Because you're gonna get nervous.
Oh, for sure.
Just it's just a deer, right? Do your thing, breathe.
Yeah.
So as soon as I see Iron Mike behind my stand, I saw a mount running.
I saw a mount running.
so,
down.
so I was like, I'm picturing a mount, right? And I'm telling Miles and Sean and everybody, like, there's my
This is
deer,
what
right?
happened. Yeah, look what I did.
And then I got my bow. Like, I have to reach here to get my bow, and I'm looking, like, over here. and I can feel my hand shaking, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I pick my bow up, and my bow's like this, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get away.
You work so hard for
I
that
saw
moment.
man.
eh?
Oh,
Like,
I saw the back, like
Man.
the nice piece of wood, and I
Yeah.
was he looked really good. Like I really thought maybe I just wanted a neck mount, but
Yeah.
now I kind of want the whole shoulder
Yeah.
mount.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's following a doe, and
Absolutely.
I'm like,
We
oh,
should ask this fella then. What's something like that go for? Like if you wanted to. these
You'll have to
days?
ask Andrew that, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's
It's-
as bad as you think it is.
Sean McCall would know for sure.
Yeah, he would
Well,
know.
well, we should write that down somewhere. Remember that for the next one.
Write
Yeah.
that down.
Remember that.
Well,
Right.
if Andrew's on, why don't you tell us? I'm
Yeah.
sure there's
It is.
different like poses and stuff are more in the
Oh,
larger
shoulder
one.
700.
There you go,
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad.
$700 for a
No,
shoulder.
for a
man.
For all the time you spend putting
Yeah.
work in.
And Andrew does
And
incredible
right,
work.
And like when you shoot a big deer, that's like a good way to respect that deer,
Absolutely.
right? And
Yeah.
like,
If you have that forever.
I think that's a misconception since we're on the hunting talk. I really like deer.
Oh,
I don't dislike deer, right? I really
What do you
like,
mean,
you know,
dislike them?
like a conservationist kind of. Like I don't want to kill every deer on the planet.
No,
No.
right?
no.
We like I actually like I enjoy feeding the does and the fawns
Yeah.
and watching them come to the stand and you
Yeah.
know like that. I was really excited. Like this is how much of a you know what? Honest
The
to
deer
God,
are definitely winning against you
Yeah.
so far, buddy. You put some few
Maybe they're
meals on the
hunting you.
table.
I'm
No,
really
we had a
Maybe.
good talk.
Yeah, you never thought about
you know,
that.
like
eh?
I'm really content just seeing them, right? And
Yeah,
if
yeah,
the
it's
moment
cool.
happens,
Yeah.
then it happens,
Absolutely.
and if it doesn't, but this is how much of a deer buff and excited I am. I had a doe and a fawn coming in all the time, right? Like they were there. They seemed to be there relentless.
Yeah.
So
Did you see them on the dinner plate?
no. But
No, he just likes to watch
so
them.
when you
Two backstraps.
when you check your trail cams, it's really hard to tell doe from doe or fawn to fawn. So
Yeah.
the snow fell early, and I noticed that one of the fawn's prints had like the dew claws on the back.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yep.
So he's a little buck, which
Mhm.
means I had two different does with two different fawns.
Wow.
And I'm like such a gear geek. I was
I
really.
can't- Dear geek.
I thought that was
Dear
like.
geek.
I
We,
thought that.
I heard
I
queer
got excited
geek.
about that.
Yeah,
stuff, right?
Yeah.
If we ever got that million subscribers, and I think about this all the time, if I ever got like that million subscribers, 100,000 views, and we were kicking in the cash, I would buy like everybody in the FearFishing a farm in like a block.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but my big dream is I would buy big bales of hay and feed them
Absolutely.
all winter.
Yep.
And I,
Okay, so
Like
we're
how
gonna
it-
need some subscribers real quick.
Yeah.
because-
But do you know what I mean?
We
Like,
talk about
like
spending
how,
our lottery winnings.
Yeah.
Like, we're
if
buying
you
a
watch
huge
that,
farm.
like that's what I want. Like just
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
and I was
land.
thinking like, you know, and this is what I lay in bed about that I'd buy like 4 farms in a big square,
Yeah.
right? And then we'd only hunt the middle property, so the outside ring was kind of like a buffer zone.
Free range.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yep.
I'd be like, well, if I won the Lotto Max at $60 million, I could just let the guy farm.
Yep.
But you know, in our middle 100 acres, we'd put food plots, right? Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
right?
for sure.
So that there'd be lots of farmland and a buffer zone, so that we could
Yep.
keep. Because I watch all kinds of the scientific stuff on YouTube, because I'm so. And I was like, how great would it be to if we had some like box stands and we had our tree stands, and do you know what I mean?
Get
And
one
you-
of those
Amazing.
massage chairs in there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Right for the late season. But even
Toaster oven.
like how
Heated tree
exciting
stand.
it would
Coffee
be
maker.
if you had that many deer kicking around,
Yeah.
taking the kids shed hunting in the
Oh,
spring,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Be
it'd
amazing.
And you could run trail cams all year, and you could watch your bucks grow. Like
Yeah.
I think that is exciting as the actual hunting part.
Absolutely.
Oh, sure it is.
Like
yeah.
in my eyes, you know, is like excited I'd be to shoot a giant. There's also like a sad factor I don't get to come anymore, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Unless
yeah,
I
yeah.
can find
Your
somebody to
season's
come
done.
party hunting for,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
just in case. But like I can't go every day. I can't go twice. You do
No.
know, I gotta go.
It's
when-
done.
It sucks,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
bittersweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the kind of thing. And then you in Ontario, if we have like 100 acres, I believe you can get a landowner tag. So then that takes care of that problem because you can shoot one and still have your landowner's tag, which
Yeah.
is a doe, I believe. But you know what I mean? Now you shoot one, the game's over,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
right? You
Yeah.
just
But I'd do it.
I
That's
would
why I
would
appreciate
too.
actually too, because
Yeah,
we had
me
a good
too.
conversation on the ride up to the meet and greet the other day too about
Yeah.
like just like ethically how, you know, if you have an option to shoot a deer, like it's just sometimes opting out just because
I've had lots.
Well,
of
last
For-
year I passed
you know?
on 3 last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
just-
like
just-
I
Yeah.
had chances
Before I
at
shot
deer.
the one.
you said
before I
you
shot
watched that one,
Sean's
and I
deer.
thought it was great how
Yeah.
you said you watched that one, but you saw its patterns and you saw how it was breeding.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
and
the doe with the
yeah,
triplets.
with
and
the triplets, yeah.
And how upset I was when
Yeah.
we found out that somebody had shot that doe.
Yeah.
right? Like
yeah.
we'd fed them, and she was a great mom. And
I was
Yeah.
getting them
you know,
on mine, and you were getting on yours.
and
And they
she
were,
would march
they were
and
pretty
keep-
far away to
right?
our stands.
and they
Yeah.
would, and she kept them off the road and off the coyotes. And somebody shot the doe, and I was like, and you know what? In my head, this is how I saw it. I was like, man, I wish you would have shot the fawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we could have regrown it. Like if you were that hard up.
Yeah.
But that mom had
Has
triplets this year.
triplets.
Next
Yeah.
year, there's a good chance she's going to have at least twins. And
Yeah.
I don't see this as, I see this as a future of one of these
Absolutely.
could be a giant buck, right?
Yep.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
when
she was a good mom, and she was
Yeah,
she
right.
was
She
proving
knew how to do
herself.
it.
Genetics.
Good genetics, and then you take her out, and now, as you said, now the fawns aren't
yeah,
going to make
well,
it.
I think
No.
by the end we were only seeing one of the.
I seen 2, and then I seen 3 right at the end. So they were still together, but
So you know,
Yeah.
and like when I see those small bucks on camera, you know, I'm really interested of like you can kind of tell their genetics of if they're like funked up and all nasty, he may be like a non-typical and
Yeah.
have like
yeah.
it's
Drink
really
drop
exciting,
times,
right?
eh?
I don't want to
Yeah.
shoot that deer. I want to see what happens
See what
what he
comes-
look like
Yeah.
in 3 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Some big gnarly gangly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the exciting part for me. And young deer are really stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Like they come in, little bucks will come in, they have no idea, right? A big buck who comes in, like I totally think that's worth a 5-year wait
Absolutely.
Yeah.
to have that big. Like I can't even imagine, how pumped I would be if Iron Mike had to turn the corner and walk right in front of me. Like
dear.
even if I missed, that would have been
You would've.
probably right, or shot him in the dick. But that would have been like everything, right? Like and
Yeah.
I like when we were talking about changing earlier because of stuff like deer hunting has made me a lot more patient.
Oh,
person,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
I really don't feel the need like there's a deer, I better shoot it, right? I really like
Yeah.
watching them, right? I really like. I was really excited on the Iron Mike thing that we got to see him early in the season,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, if you're not doing it out of necessity for food,
it's different,
Then-
right?
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely,
we'd be
right?
dead if that was.
Yeah, totally. So,
Well, you'd be fine, Mark.
Oh, I might be okay,
We-
but
like I was pretty.
the West family.
Like I got to see him
Darwin.
really early in the year, and then we had our opportunity to shoot him between the 29th and 30th of October, and then he switched back to nighttime after chasing a doe, and then I got to see him show back up, right? And then we thought he got hit by a car, and then we found out there was
There's
another
another.
deer that got hit by a car, and he comes
It's
roaming
like
in.
your deer soap opera.
That's
It
right.
is.
And
Yeah,
then when
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
drive down the road and there he is dead by
Oh,
another hunter.
man.
But that's like the complete story, right? From
Yeah,
this
yeah.
buck showing up, and when we thought he was dead.
We
2
watched
weeks
him for
before.
a while, yeah, and
You
we
know what I
thought
mean?
he was dead before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any other great big buck I'd had showed up on trail cam, he was there once,
Mhm.
right? Just a roamer
Yeah.
walking
In and
by, took a
Yeah.
picture at 3 in the morning,
2 that
Yeah.
first year. by
Yeah,
a
the
hider.
2 giants.
Oh my
Giants.
God.
right?
Yeah.
But when we had and there's the other thing that I didn't pick a bad spot this year. Like when I'd done all my research and we
Yep.
were trying to find areas and I was looking for sign, I'd made the right decision.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? He was there.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
was living close because he
Yep.
was there all the time.
Mhm.
He came for a week. Like there was plenty of opportunity. There was at your stand during daylight hours. It was
Yep.
at my stand during
Halloween night.
So we didn't make a bad I didn't make a bad choice in my scouting this year. I just got a little unlucky that Iron Mike followed his nose, and
And now there's others there now.
there's
So,
more deer. there.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They're
for
gonna
sure.
keep moving.
Absolutely.
But it's exciting, even without the killing part. And I think like the general public thinks that's not
No,
the
no,
exciting
no,
part
no.
for me.
it's the chase, I think.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like
Absolutely.
fishing. It's not the actual set and the hook. It's
Yeah.
the whole.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
you've
hunt.
always
It's the
told
hunt.
me
thing.
if you don't
Getting
feel
to that
bad,
moment, eh?
The
The
then you
hunt.
shouldn't be doing it.
No, I would feel terrible. Like I don't. Like unless I could like wrestle him to the ground and take him home and train him to live out the backyard. Like I can't think of another way other than to kill him to get him in my living room,
That's right.
right?
That's so ass backwards.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
There's not like I don't have this bloodthirsty like
Yeah.
at all. I do kind of have like if you're hanging on my wall, that means I won. I do have that appeal to this, right? I see this as
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Just
Yeah.
I got outsmarted 3 times, and let's not make it 4.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the real exciting part of me, the challenge of it all and the challenge of bow hunting. I don't even think if I had a gun license that I would, I would love to get my gun license and go duck hunting and stuff. I don't think I'd ever
You'd
start.
use it for a deer.
I don't think I'd
Yeah,
use it for a deer.
absolutely.
Right?
No, I'm the same way.
Do you know what I mean? Like I want to be like 10. I'm going to pump my
Yeah,
fist.
you want them
I'm
close.
going to be like, yes, it's over.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
win. You lose. Thank you.
You're on my wall.
Right,
Yeah.
but if next year when I lose,
And if it
I
does
lose-
happen, the amount of accomplishment.
Yeah, huge,
it's
right?
huge, yeah.
Like I didn't
yeah.
get anybody
He
like
taught
to
himself
show me.
from
Like I like
Basics.
yeah,
Nothing.
like
to
totally.
Something.
You
Yeah.
know what? When I first like the first year I sat a ton and I was getting discouraged, but I was like, you know what? If I don't go, one's gonna walk by.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, you don't put the time
first
in.
year, the deer that I was hunting was only 20 yards behind me, but he got nuked by a coyote. So when the
Oh.
snow mounted, they found him.
Oh,
Great big 10 point. So we were on him that time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think we
Didn't
just,
know he was dead though.
and this is not like we don't live in Iowa.
Yeah.
It's not northern
Yeah.
Ontario.
Northern Michigan.
It's not like they're just
Yeah.
like hundreds walking by, and that's the other thing.
And this is
too.
public land we're doing too,
right?
right?
And you know, I have hikers walk
Yeah.
by my
You
stand.
can hear them.
You can hear them talking, so
Yeah.
that sometimes sets
Snowmobilers.
our
patterns.
patterns off,
Yeah.
and you know.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a challenge, and if we could ever score some good deer, public like private deer land,
Oh man.
you know how easy it'd be.
Oh yeah.
Like all the outside factors, like it
We'll
is
share our
real-
harvest if there's
yeah.
anybody out there that's got a chunk of land willing to
Yeah.
let two really
Turkeys.
bad hunters.
Or you just want to let me move in, and we'll buy the 4 farms around you, and I'll totally tell
If
you how we
anybody-
can make this awesome.
If anybody wants a herd of deer and they want Ian to feed them,
You know what? If I somehow in my life become a millionaire, I'm going to be a wild deer farmer.
Yeah.
I'm
a
just gonna,
wild deer farmer. They're not
That
wild
was
deer
a
when you
little-
start
No,
farming them.
no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feed them. I would like a man, like pay, like I would have no problem.
You're gonna have all the
thinking,
predators hanging out on your lawn. that's
I'll
what
get
you-
rid of those.
Yeah.
But you know,
That's what
but
the gun's
I
for.
would have no problem. Like I have no problem now feeding the deer. That you know what I mean. Like I would think that would be a really, like I could really see me doing this 365 days, making sure
Just
that
electronic
my
feeders out there and
Yep.
right.
Yeah,
And in the
yeah.
wintertime taking, but man. Like I would think it'd be cool to go out there in January and sit in the tree stand and just watch. them
Just watch, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, see who's doing what,
Yeah.
what kind of like I would think that kind of stuff is.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's right, right? Do you know what I mean? And so, if did you guys watch that new Under Armour video about Lee and
Well, Tiffany.
yes?
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I haven't watched it. No.
So he talks about him quitting his job at Coca-Cola and the marketing thing and moving to Illinois so they can deer hunt full time. And do you know, like it's unbelievable. And now he spent his whole life just trying to raise these gigantic bucks.
Giants.
Giants,
man.
right? And
Yeah.
they're like scientifically picking which ones are going to take out
Absolutely.
of the herd and which
Yep.
ones are going to stay,
Really?
right? And which does are taken out because
Where's
that does.
this at? I never heard of
It's
this.
on YouTube. It is. I don't. But and he they talk about there when there was a point where they hadn't sold their house yet, and he was getting foreclosure notices. Like he'd lost her all, and there was no way he was going back. And now it's like a huge operation.
Oh yeah.
Sponsored by Under Armour Hunt,
wow.
and yeah,
Really?
check it out on
Cool.
YouTube. It's a really cool, interesting video. But I could totally see myself
Being
just
that guy.
feeding deer. I'll buy a tractor.
Just growing giants.
Ride a tractor, just have great big bales. And
Yeah.
like this is what I think about when I go
Walk
to bed.
around
Yeah.
with a deer pelt on.
Can you imagine?
Throw
You know what I mean?
Throw some bison up in that herd too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All kinds of good eats.
Muskox.
So I guess before we
Muskox.
go,
I've had muskox before, actually.
Have you?
Really?
Those things
Yeah,
are
yeah.
huge.
It
man.
was actually pretty good.
Ryan
It was-
Gregory went muskox
Yes,
hunting
he
this
did.
year.
Yeah,
he did.
that'd be cool.
He lives
Real
in the
cool.
Northwest Territories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he went muskox hunting.
He's on his way to Arizona or something.
Yes.
We still have a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff to talk
What are we talking about? Winterizing the
Way into
bow?
this.
Yeah.
Before we go, we need to talk about GM closing.
Yeah, we do.
That's horrible.
That's really.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Look
I,
at
I grew up in that town.
Something else.
the Oshawa General Motors is going to close today, or close next year by
Yeah, December
December.
1919.
Yeah.
From what we heard,
2019.
like man, that really that's a ton of people in our local area.
And it's
who
not
work
just
there.
the people there; it's the feeder plants.
Yeah.
the
I was
guy
gonna
that
say,
owns
there's
the
a lot of other
restaurant
people
down the
affected by
street.
that, eh?
Absolutely,
That
my
affects everybody in the way.
son's mother works there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I messaged her today to ask if she was okay. And when I texted her the links last night, they hadn't heard anything.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Wow.
Nobody
they
knew.
went home to work this morning, and the union told them like go home.
Yeah.
right? And then they made the announcement that they were closing the 4 plants in the States and Oshawa.
Wow.
And
Four
they
plants in the States?
yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the-
There's
Yeah.
5 plants
And-
all together.
Yeah.
part of the release came is that the provincial and federal government had offered GM to help them to keep
Yeah,
the jobs
bail
here.
them out again.
So is everything like going to Mexico or what's?
That's
I
what
don't know.
my
I think they're more
question
looking
is.
more towards the electronic and the autonomous cars. They're leaning more in that direction.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to stop making a whole ton of brands too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
not only do you don't need a person to drive it, you don't need a person to make it either.
No.
Yeah.
Guess
What
not.
the hell
You
are
know
we
what?
doing?
Yeah,
What
Well,
the hell?
there has been less and less
crazy,
people
yeah.
making them for a long time. But yeah, I've had like my family, like
Yeah.
from
Mine too.
father, my mother, from if you count feeder plants,
Yeah.
for uncles, aunts, grandparents,
I was gonna
like
s- I don't
all
think
have
there's-
been
I don't think
employed
there's
by.
anybody around here
All
that
my
doesn't
neighbors
know
when I grew
somebody.
up. All my
right?
neighbors
yeah,
when I grew
exactly.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's gonna hurt everybody because, these are the guys buying windows for their houses.
Sure
These
it
are the
is.
guys
Yeah, yeah.
building
Yeah.
new houses. These are the guys coming
Yeah.
out to the local pub to watch music, right?
That's
like
exactly
yeah.
it.
the fishing
Get
stores are gonna
haircuts.
hurt, right?
Getting
Yeah.
haircuts.
So it affects that. It trickles down and it affects those who work there the most. But it's just not good for Ontario.
No.
No.
Right? You even think about these are the families who are renting cottages and going hunting up
Yeah,
north.
that's exactly
right?
it.
Sure
Yeah.
it is.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of downfall for this all. It's really sad. And we lost.
More and more people are gonna be hunting for the meat.
Yeah, no, my spot sucks. Stay out of my area. But yeah, so our thoughts are with the people.
Oh, wow.
GM closing.
Steve Wheeler he grew up there, and his dad, aunt, and 2 uncles all work there Saturday. Ian Goulburn said Mexico and some to Germany. He said the
Wow.
Buick is going to Germany.
Yeah, they designed a Buick in Germany. Like I remember they did the Regal T. It was like the Opal or whatever they call it over
Yeah,
in the UK.
yeah.
But because I was looking to get one of those
Same with the
all
Saturn.
German engineered car. It's
Wow.
it's well, actually it was a pretty nice car. But it's yeah, I remember when they did that.
Because the Saturn
When they
gas
Can't
line
pull a
brand.
boat with a
There,
car,
there's
Brian.
probably
No.
like
No.
as much as there's like
with an opal.
Well, a lot of people, they hear the name Buick and they think, oh, that's
Fancy, that's what I think of.
Older.
I was
you know,
gonna say
an
my,
old
my
fella's
grandfather
car.
drove a
Yeah.
Buick for years.
That's your
and
old
years
man's
and
car.
years.
so
I think I lost my
and-
virginity on it.
Old men know where it's at though, right? Like the old men, they've driven a lot of shit over
Yeah.
the years,
Yeah.
and they don't know where it's at. They know what a comfortable car or
That's
a good
right.
car.
Well,
Yeah.
there's
And,
got to be a connection here between like the fishing and hunting industry going downhill and less people hunting and fishing, and more of the general public is headed towards that electric car, whereas like us guys want big V8 pickups,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Well,
like,
we don't have a choice. I don't have a
Dude.
choice.
No,
I
me
need it
neither.
for
do you know what I
work
mean?
and-
Like
and play.
there's a smaller amount of people hunting and fishing. And those are like V8 pickup guys,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot. You know what? The other
All
interesting
right,
thing
side
is
off
here-
topic, steering off
Go ahead.
topic.
Go ahead.
Is yours a V8 or you got one of those Eco boosts?
V8.
V8, yeah.
Five
Yeah,
of you.
yeah,
Yeah.
five.
Yeah, yeah.
Me too.
Really, yeah,
So
yeah.
there's also, if we look at hunters, Amber and I had this conversation the other day. There's a whole lot less family farms, right? Like country boys. We were driving today, and because my family owned a gigantic cattle farm in Peterborough. How few cows are around here? Like you
Yeah.
don't see barns full of cows.
But
right?
now, if you do see a farm, it's like a
it's
Massive
Oh, it's
operation.
a
Yeah,
massive
yeah, yeah, yeah.
operation.
and
Yeah.
But
it's-
Yeah.
where like 300 families used to own farms 20 years ago, 3
Yeah.
families own them
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
right? And they're not cattle farms.
and they're
they're-
expanding. Like
yeah.
these families are now like corporations.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Like it's like they'll just keep moving their farm
Absolutely.
further
And
out
buying
where
more,
to-
Yeah,
whatever
and
they
buy-
get.
buying
Buy
on
more,
more land.
renting it, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not cattle, it's corn and soybeans.
right?
Yeah. I'm
You
sure there's
know-
a lot of lease land going on too. People buying stuff
Oh.
and letting other
Oh,
farmers
absolutely.
do
Yeah.
it. and-
So, like, I can remember being a kid, and because we were cattle farm, like, there was all kinds of cattle farms. Like, every
Yeah.
barn you drove by,
Yep.
there
we
was
went to
cow. in it.
Twilight
Yeah.
meetings.
Really?
Did you ever go to a Twilight meeting?
No.
Oh, I think it was a Holstein thing.
what? What are you talking about?
Wow.
No, it was like dairy farmers.
Can't believe
Yeah,
you
well,
said
I
that.
My,
I hung
my
out with
family
the
actually
purebreds.
had some dairy farms. They got shut down because they're on the reservations. and so they couldn't enforce
No
the
way.
laws. And back, it was Mike Harris or something back in the 90s there. When,
I
when
got
it was-
for the milk board.
yeah, and
I
and
gotcha.
most things in the public, everything was looking at the school. Remember the schools went on little thing then, and well, at the same time, and a bill was being passed to take all that out
No
of the
way.
reservations, right? So they actually
Wow,
shut down the
that's
dairy farms on the. Yeah, so I know my second cousin, they had like the second largest dairy farm on the reserve, and there's
Because they couldn't regulate it?
because they couldn't
Different laws.
Yeah.
Wow, eh?
Well, why didn't they just go by the laws that they had to go by, and then
Was
was it an
I'm
option?
not sure how that works.
Was it an option?
I guess not. Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's however it worked. They just ended up shutting them down, and because they weren't gonna let that go to market, and well, for them they probably had something where it was just gonna make more sense, make more money for them, probably taxable, stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah. There you go, taxable.
Oh, yeah.
So I really feel that like the hunting and fishing industry, like less and less, and people involved and more less farmers. That translates into less V8 sold, right?
Yeah.
And big pickups, and city people want electric cars,
Yeah.
right? And people who travel a lot, like Emma's dad Ian, who R&J Tire, he goes to Pickering every day. Well, he bought a Volt, right? And now he doesn't have to pay for gas.
That's
Right?
unbelievable.
Charges are up,
Yeah.
drives to work, drives home, and it didn't cost him any gas money. Hey man, when like
you know
gas is $1.21, it'll
But electricity, like we don't have the healthiest systems of getting fueled by
No.
electricity. Like you
That's
got to see
another
what's
thing.
powering our plants here and see what it's doing on our environment and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
You look at like what some of these outdated
Yeah.
nuclear power plants that were built at however long ago that are leaking crap all along our waterfronts and all this kind of stuff, and you can see the harm that they're doing, and everyone thinks that they're saving stuff by using this electricity.
Well, yeah, totally. And like that's like the vegans who only eat weed. But they never seen a combine go across the field and what that smokes, right?
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of difference between my family farming cattle or a guy who's deer hunting.
Yeah.
And someone
you
running
run
those
that combine,
machines.
right?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
birds.
There's lots of ways to look at things
Everything
different.
gets it.
I know
Yeah.
a lot of people that are very new age, vegan
Yeah.
and this and that, and they want to travel too, and they want to see the world and go, they go to, and then you're looking at. They have no problem getting in a plane that uses 150,000 gallons
Yeah.
of jet fuel just to get to you where you're going,
Yeah.
just for one trip out of how many. And it's just like, so it's all these people that they think that it's hard. People got to be objective. I feel like, it's hard for people to like.
I
If
think
you're gonna
it-
weigh
yeah.
something, then you got to weigh everything. You got to look at,
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta
and
look at it
and
from
it's
all
like,
sides.
So if you're gonna get like really big on an issue, then make sure that you do look at like some of the other things, like I'm not saying I'm against electric cars, but maybe at least wind turbine powered something, or like there's ways.
I watched a thing on wind turbines too, where
Yeah,
it takes
they're-
more plastic.
It's-
and
yeah, it's not
not
good.
worthy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
takes more to
Messes up
manufacture
with
it than
the birds.
it
Yeah.
will ever save in electricity in its life.
But you know what? We have to have some
There you go.
understanding. If the
and
world's
bird
changing,
migration. Yeah.
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me that somebody doesn't want to eat meat and somebody doesn't agree with that. And
No.
I can totally justify with the feeling part of this, right? Like, I understand that these, those, like, I don't want to kill animals, but I also like eating meat, right? Like, there's like, I personally think that if you kill something, and I'm not even talking about deer or anything, I can remember being a little kid crying while we were loading cattle, right? And because I knew where they were going.
Yeah.
And my grandfather telling me, it's
Yeah.
all right to be upset, right?
Yeah.
We worked really hard and we raised these
It
animals.
just shows
and-
your humanity.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Like if you're not
Yeah.
upset, like even
So-
when you hunt and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
kill
yeah,
something,
yeah.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have a feeling,
You have a
of,
feeling.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
then
Remorse
some.
for that life.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
So
do.
I get the whole, like, I can understand why somebody wouldn't want to partake in that.
Yeah.
Totally. And I can understand.
Like the
But it's
mouse.
kind of like, if I don't hate
Yeah.
on you for
Amy
this.
caught a mouse today.
Yeah.
And just
I
like
had
she
it-
had to
I had to
go
take
get some fresh air. Like it was
Yeah,
like
it
she
is.
was,
Really, you're upset about killing a
upset
mouse?
with the mouse,
I really didn't want to kill it, but it's a life
You gotta
that
do
I
it.
took, right?
Yeah.
I just,
And it's-
I
See, now you
So,
got.
but
it's a
you can't
hazard
waste
to
it. You got to eat it.
ours.
My
Oh.
part is,
Put it
Oh,
on a
God.
Triscuit.
oh my God.
It was
Cream
actually.
cheese and mouse.
Oh,
was-
man.
Oh no! Oh no!
Like a,
Yeah, it's already got cheese spread on it.
Oh,
right?
it actually had like it was on like a sesame cracker already. It was
See?
with some peanut
Ready meal, they call it.
peanut butter on
Set
there.
it, set it and forget it.
Oh,
this went deep.
oh no!
But here's my deal. I don't want to hate on anybody because they're a vegan and that's their feelings. But I don't want anybody to hate on our side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we're not breaking the law.
Absolutely.
We're not
No.
evil people. And
Yeah.
I don't think you're an evil person because you don't, that, you'd rather use a combine to kill 1,000,000 mice than I would just like to kill one deer with my bow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? What, you're ignoring the fact,
Yeah.
that you're kind of on our team too.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's all about, instead of like once again you get segregation, right? People get separated
Yeah.
on issues like this, and
But here's another thing.
but
If you're an old
everybody's
lady,
kind of just got to learn to
That's
work
right.
together and figure out
Yeah.
what works good, and like I appreciate like the way like that you, like for instance yourself when I talk to you about
Yeah.
things like as far as I know, like you're just as well or more educated on like the whole
Yeah, the
ecosystem
system.
that you're
The
big
affecting.
picture.
Yeah, for sure.
Than someone that just is going to look at you really quickly and be like, oh, you kill things.
Have an
Like-
opinion.
yeah, absolutely. But
I'd
like,
educate it.
and like the other side's defense too. If you were living off the grid somewhere,
Oh,
growing
yeah.
every piece of vegetable, and you're removing the
Oh,
worms
yeah.
from the garden, you can call me a piece of shit all you want.
right on.
You
Yeah,
told,
yeah.
like, honest to
'Cause you
God,
took- you take- yeah,
you've done like
Done your part.
you've
Yeah.
done like 100% of this, right? You're not running combines and tractors and tilling up the
That's
earth.
something to be proud of. That's not
Right,
easy.
like-
that
That's a
stuff, you know?
different level of
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
right.
is,
So
yeah.
if you're one
Way-
of those 1%ers,
Yeah.
you could be right, and I could be wrong. To the rest of you who have the "Don't Eat Meat" sign with the coyote collar on your goose jacket,
Oh yeah.
and the leather shoes and the leather belt with
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
should
had-
just go home.
And for instance, actually, this is another thing. I don't know why I got all this stuff popping up in my head. Like like my ex in the past, I bought her a nice pair of mucklucks
Yep.
made on a reservation, made out of like all the fur and everything was taken from plants that weren't. Did I just
I'm not
end
the
up doing
ex
that?
then.
I know, but I said you got mucklucks.
Is that what I just signed that?
That's a
and-
good podcast.
She was, and
man.
but she was loves them obviously.
Yeah.
They're great, and but she goes to go big into yoga and stuff like that. She's
Yeah.
a yoga teacher and whatever, and she goes to a yoga conference and literally like afraid to even wear them. Like
She's afraid to wear them?
yeah,
That's so
because the
crazy.
grief
No
she's
way.
gonna get from the people at the yoga conference,
Right.
right? And it's because there's a lot of people. Maybe it's not trying to stereotype, but there's like a lot of people that get going to those things that are have
Misinformed.
a little bit
should wear
informed
some
and have strong
a gluten
views.
sweater too.
But so it's just like
Yeah.
and it's just like there's a lot more going into these factors, right? And all these animals weren't killed to make the mucklucks. Like the mucklucks were made out of they sourced them from places that weren't using any of the
Really?
hides and stuff like that. Right?
Well, there's a
Oh,
program
there's
here,
a
right?
program here
Yeah,
where
yeah.
we can take in our
Hats for
deer.
Hides for hats.
Hide,
Yeah.
hide
There you
trade,
go.
and we just drop it off at the store, and they give us a hat.
And that's
they-
exactly
Right.
where it goes.
You hear
it goes
that?
to the
Yeah,
reserve.
yeah,
So
yeah.
where is this?
East Hill Outdoors. you
Extra
can do that.
outdoors.
East Hill Outdoors. So your hides.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and they give
giving
you.
you a punch here.
Hello.
Whoa,
Hello.
you're back.
Yeah, I don't think I was working for most of the show.
Uh-oh.
No, just the last little bit.
There we go.
you sure?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were
go-
on
go
earlier.
ahead.
I can
yeah.
hear you
Alright.
now.
What did you
Yeah,
want
so
to
you
Yeah, so you should.
Hats
Where
for
say where that
hides.
is? Hats for hides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
East Hill.
That's at East
There you
Hill.
go.
You can
Yeah.
do that. And
They have a website?
yeah,
East Hill does,
Outdoors.
absolutely. It's on our website.
Easthilldot.ca.
Yeah.
EastHillOutdoors.ca.
Outdoors.
And they
Okay.
have a Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
So
There you
go.
yeah, I
Shout out
don't.
there.
That's a great idea.
That is a really good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, like I'm not the when I get my camo on and I'm getting my camo on and somebody like walks by her, I don't say hello. I try to say hello and but sometimes I've said hello a couple times and somebody went ape shit on me, went nuts. And I've had
what?
people for
That's
hunting,
unbelievable.
for deer hunting.
That's
Really,
crazy.
eh?
Yeah, like getting camo on and getting ready and getting your
Yeah.
bull ready and somebody like come parking up to me and being like, "How dare you?" Really? Really? Like how many people
Shame
honk
on
their-
you.
How many
But do
people
you educate
honk
them
the
on
horn?
if there's too many deer in
try,
the forest?
yeah,
that
I
they're
try-
Just gonna try to
try.
like
Just try
put
pushing
dive
them
on
in
the
the
There's
snow
some
bank.
who are totally prepared to have a conversation about this, and there's some who will explain to you that my life is less valuable than that deer's life, and how dare
Yeah.
you?
And that's
Right?
the thing. That's what you don't need, right?
And those are the
Yeah.
uneducated
if
people.
if something
The
ever bothers
delusional
me,
people.
That's right.
if something ever bothers me that much, where I think, okay, I got, and even if it's bias or whatever,
Yeah.
wherever I got my information from, now I got these thoughts in my head, and
Mm-hmm.
it leaves me a little bothered. Then the least I can do is talk to somebody and let them have the chance to just make me feel better about it.
Yeah,
Just make me
yeah.
feel a little bit better about it. Like this, have a conversation with that one person that you're.
And you don't have to agree at the end of the conversation.
No.
You
Just
Just
right?
give me give me something to think
Right.
about.
But you have to be respectful to people, right?
Yeah.
And in my hunting community should be respectful of the other side. And if somebody's
Absolutely.
going to scream at you about this, don't make a scene. Just yeah, whatever, and go along your way. And if it gets out of hand, just call the police because it's against a lot of to harass hunters.
Yeah.
Right. But don't be the poster boy for their side and go
Oh, yeah,
nuts
go
on this
nuts,
lady.
yeah,
and,
Yeah, that doesn't help anything.
tie your
But just
4x4 up to her electric car and drag it down the parking lot, right? Like, just have a deep breath. Not the end of the world.
Oops.
But how do you condemn something you know nothing about, right? Like it's
Yeah.
a lot of
There's a
these
lot of
people don't know
misinformation.
anything.
What the world is
These
all about.
These people
there's-
have no idea how much effort goes into to hunting a
No.
deer.
Yeah.
And I think that's largely in part of the hunting community.
Yeah.
That we made these TV shows the last 22 minutes.
We'll make it look a little.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where
You just roll in there and
roll
boom.
in there, big rifle,
Yeah.
shoot the thing, and then,
Yeah. Absolutely.
bat
Yeah.
toss the
Yeah.
gun and be like, woo,
yeah.
with the blood on your eye. Get the Bud Light, Sammy. Right?
Yeah.
Bud
We
Lights.
haven't done any of ourselves any
Yeah.
favor. Like for
Yeah,
every
that's true.
for every meat eater,
Yeah.
where they make hunting shows, Steve Ranella, who talks scientifically about this, and,
Yeah.
and he half his season he doesn't shoot anything in the video.
Yeah.
Right? He talks about buying a grizzly bear tag, right? Has one, buys one every year, and he's never found the bear he wants to shoot. He would like to find a grizzly bear, a boar who's on the day before his natural death, and he'd like to shoot that animal and take his hide home, right? But he's
Yeah.
had bear tag in for 25 years.
Yeah. Never
Just
filled
never,
it.
never come
Never
across
filled it.
that
Yeah.
bear, right? He wants
Yeah.
to shoot one, and he's only going to shoot one, but it's going to be something special, right? Like
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
going to be. He'll know when that bear comes, right?
Right.
And we're going to
Yeah.
do this, and he's been charged by bears on his TV show. He sees them all. Like it's not like he couldn't
But it's
just
not his
shoot
bear.
one. It's not his. That's not the bear,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think that characteristics I think that's the cool part. And then when we get back to deer, right? And Iron Mike spent all his time chasing off other deer,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
Yeah.
A buck
Definitely.
could show up, and that buck could come 2 nights in a row. Only 3 of them made it more than 2 nights, and you would
He would
see
be-
sign of him fighting with them, and right.
Yeah.
So, or he would show up at the bait site when they were there and run them off. You'd never see them again. So the character. I really like the characteristic of this deer who's just downright dirty. This is mine,
Yeah.
right?
Get out of here.
So and so I can understand how Steve Renella's like that. I'll know when my bear shows up,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And he'll look
Yeah.
big and ratty, right? And then that's an important thing. And I think almost every season he's made an episode about this, that he talks about this. I have a bear tag. There's a bear, and I don't want to shoot the bear. He has this other thing that's really cool. He never wants to shoot the first one of a species he sees.
Okay.
So they saw a wolverine, but he'd never seen one before.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to shoot that wolverine because he kind of feels like it'd be bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a problem with his buddy beside him, who's seen a wolverine before, shooting him while he was there. He just
Right.
couldn't shoot him.
Because it was the first one you see.
Seen, but
Yeah.
his buddy could shoot
It's-
the same one
One.
because that's number 2 you seen.
And so at least
Yeah.
there's a little bit more abundance in that guy's
Did
eyes.
you know what I did? You got what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So Steve Renner never shot the first, grizzly bear or the first black bear or the first, you see one, you
Yeah.
appreciate it, you take it all in, and then, and there's one episode when they go grouse hunting. What's that? Sage grouse. And
Yep.
and their populations aren't the greatest in the United States. When you're allowed two a day, 2 each, and he decided he was just going to shoot one, and his buddy was going to shoot one, and that'd be fine, and they were going to go cook it. Right? It
Yeah.
takes more restraint not to shoot sometimes than it takes to shoot.
But
Yeah.
it's respect of your art.
That's right.
Right.
And
Yeah,
the
I agree.
biggest thing about hunters with it is really weird is hunters don't hate animals, because hunters want more animals.
But
For
I
sure.
think a lot
To
of
hunt.
hunters
That's-
before
you're
you
right.
have
Yeah.
given you guys a
Like-
little bit of a bad name.
Yeah, for
You know what
sure.
I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
Well,
people
there's
get so
different
mad.
different kinds of hunters.
If
There's different
we-
characters out there
Absolutely.
too,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Some people are
Yeah.
just, you know, a
10% of
little
people
bit.
on Earth are a piece of shit, right? Like, and that includes hunter and vegans and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, there's-
everybody. Just
yeah.
like, you know, Irish people,
Oh, now you got it.
Russian.
Don't call him the Irish.
Hey, I gotta go home to that.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
man.
there's,
McGregor's Irish. We're not messing with them.
you know,
Yeah.
there's
Joel's
a 10%
Irish.
rule. There's a
Yeah.
10% rule.
Very.
So we have like
Probably you.
41 million
You Irish?
Canadians.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
So 4.1
You know where
million
Bracken
Canadians are a
comes
piece of shit, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
that's the ratio right here.
Yeah.
Most people are good people. and you made it,
Absolutely.
but, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, we gotta understand each other and just get, you know, sometimes I'm gonna do stuff you don't like, and sometimes you're gonna do stuff I don't like. But like we
Yeah.
can talk about it and at least maybe respect each other. at the
Yeah,
end
it
of
never
the day.
hurts to have a small conversation. Maybe just leave with something else to think about.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's like next thing you know, you're. Just,
I've had
you know.
some lady go so crazy on
I
me.
can't
I
wait
want
for
to look
people
at
to
her
make
and
me
be
feel
like,
better.
"I'll burn down your greenhouse.
You're good.
I'll nuke them all." You know what would be really funny if in like 100 years we find out that the vegetables were smarter than the animals. Can you
You know what?
imagine that?
Well, there's a lot of vegetables that no one are being eating and stuff.
Romaine
It's-
lettuce
it's
right
like-
now knows.
Yeah, yeah. They're on strike. I
Right.
I
heard.
was gonna say.
They
yeah.
put there's
Even McDonald's not messing with the
Lectin.
lettuce.
I think cabbage and stuff like that is one. Like it knows if
Beans.
something's eaten one nearby, it hears it, the sound of the crunching, and then it releases a toxin in it. And apparently that's
Interesting.
where we get certain flavors from. Is like when
No way.
plants
Wow.
release certain flavors when they hear.
It's a protein that they.
It's that's where someone said that's something to do with mustard one time or something like that. A flavor that is
maybe.
in mustard is. But yeah, cabbage apparently shows signs that it releases a certain chemical.
if you're into that stuff,
Very
you
much,
should
yeah.
watch Meat Eater on Netflix
Oh, it's
Yeah,
awesome
because
show.
they talk
It's a
about
great
like
show.
Yeah.
bacterias and stuff that are good for you.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
He talks about in one of his podcasts that him and his brother, when they were in university, and I could be totally like quoting some of this stuff wrong. So, but basically, they shot an elk and they had it in their garage, and they kept it. They never like
Field dress.
they field dressed it. They hung it up, and it
Yeah.
was so cold, and they were going to eat it before it was going to get warm. So they never like packaged the meat up. They just go out and cut a chunk off.
Right,
Jesus.
That's
And then
amazing.
when it started to get the
Oh, man.
rind,
right.
they just cut the rind off and keep going. So here, you want to hear like how like I think everybody should watch Meat Eater. You can
Yeah.
stop watching FearFishing and you should watch Meat Eater. 'cause
I've
it's
seen
that
stories
cool.
of people doing that too, just going out and literally taking it
So,
chunk by chunk.
I'm going to
and
tell
having it so cold.
Renella's story that's not really mine. Some people at home, they go to a wedding, right? So the wedding party is going to stay at the neighbor's house, and I think this is like Montana. So Renella's brother goes in the freezer and finds a whole bunch of elk meat from like 2008,
No, no.
Oh, man.
right? So he realizes this guy's never going to eat this elk, but his brother's so upset about wasting the meat,
Yeah.
he steals it and he eats it.
And
Nothing, he's fine. But he has like his brother has such a problem with wastefulness
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
as a hunter, right? That he would rather get charged with stealing this man's meat
Yep.
than
see it
letting
go to
this
waste.
meat
Then
go
letting
to
it go to
waste.
waste.
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for
like
sure.
Ranella, when he tells the story, he talks about how like he can't, his brother like just can't leave it alone, right? He's I gotta get the meat, right? He said as soon as he got there and opened up the freezer, he started going to cook one of these, right? This
Yeah,
guy's
yeah.
not gonna eat it, and it's not going to waste.
That's exactly it.
But it was like 8 or 9 years old
Oh my God.
That's hardcore.
in the freezer, right?
I
Hey.
kind of feel like that happened this year when like I just started fishing with Brian this
Yeah.
year. So we caught I think it was a pretty good sized walleye, like
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah,
a
yeah.
perfect sized walleye. We kept it, but I couldn't just like strip the fillets off of it and leave it. Like I ended up like making soup out of it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Using the entire as much fish as I could possibly use
Yeah.
off of that animal for
Yeah,
lack of
yeah,
a
yeah.
better term. As much as I could instead of just throwing like the carcass
Yeah, yeah,
away
yeah,
and
yeah,
things
You
like
made
that.
you use the carcass to make a
A
broth
soup,
guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wicked.
That's
Yeah.
good,
I
right?
just
That
couldn't
is-
How
compare
was it?
Here's
the
another
benefit
thing.
of not using every part of an
Yeah,
animal that
go
gave
with
its life
it.
for me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
So that's deep, but there's not the emotional
So
attachment.
that's deep.
But Amy's like a super good person.
I feel like we
because
should light some candles right now.
In memory of the
I'm-
fish.
In memory.
I'm going to ask you all this question. There isn't an emotional attachment to fish like there is a deer.
No,
right?
No.
absolutely not.
So
I'm starting small.
what do you think that a fish doesn't have
Legs.
that like upsets like a deer? You know,
Legs.
and here's what I'm going to tell you. This is my thought. The fact that a fish doesn't squeal,
Yeah.
Oh dear.
right?
Yeah.
If you put it like imagine
Some
if you
fish
caught,
do. You ever heard a grunt?
I've heard them grunt, but I've never. So let's say you wound a rabbit or you wound a deer, or that blue jay that killed that bird the
yeah.
other day was malicious.
Yeah.
Really?
What is this?
Malicious. I
Blue
saw
jay?
a blue jay
Yeah,
kill
they're
another
mean.
bird, pan a bird, and I thought that a coyote had grabbed a rabbit. It was so loud,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
right? So, if,
Blue jays do
but
that,
when
man.
you
Blue
catch,
jays-
they're,
Yeah, they're-
I'll say,
yeah,
I've
they're
never seen
mean.
anything like
They're
this
not
in
a
my
nice-
whole
they're
life.
not
A lot of
nice
people love
birds.
blue jays, but they're
When
all
you
right.
caught your
They're
walleye,
vicious.
you threw him in the boat and he flopped around on the ground, but he didn't make a sound. Now, if you took rabbit and flopped him on the back of the truck and
See-
he was at full squeal, people get
Or
emotional.
you tossed him in water.
I
Right?
think it was the
They get,
same
like,
day
heart.
though. That it was the duck season opener. Was it
Gotcha.
the same day? And
It was.
scared
No,
the
it wasn't the same day.
hell out of me. Like we
Was
were
it
out
the
in the
same
boat,
Oh, shooting?
and there was somebody in the blind, probably
Yeah.
about 200 yards away from us. Somebody in a blind
Yeah.
on the water,
We didn't even see
which
them.
was
first.
fine.
Yeah.
But like,
So we got pretty close. Like, and they were, like, didn't even know they were there
Yeah,
at
yeah.
This
first.
is on Rice?
Yeah.
No,
Seymour.
Seymour.
On
Okay,
Seymour.
yeah.
Yeah, but like all of a sudden you heard that shot hit that bird and that like
Splash.
squeal or whatever it was on the way down, and then you heard that
It's kinda
splash,
just like-
and I was like,
Yeah.
we gotta go. I can do
Oh, really?
fish right now. I can't do birds. Like
It's
no.
like.
Did you grab the bird and run?
Yes.
No.
It was
But,
loud.
but listen,
I
and-
didn't feel
and here's
comfortable
like,
and
and I'm
there,
not,
just
I'm
in
not,
case.
I'm
I don't
not trying
know
to be rude.
who's in that blind, and I don't know if
Yeah.
if they've been drinking. I don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah,
low
yeah,
they're.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how low they're aiming. I don't know, like
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
It's like we were just a little too close, so we moved. But no, it bothered me. But that weekend, that day, is we went for a little boat ride and all this kind of stuff down the way there, and sure enough, I see a boat pulled into the side, all camo all over
Yeah.
top of it, all masked up and stuff like that, and right next to it, then he saw the guy going through there, and he was fishing off. I'm just waiting for it to,
Yeah.
the day to
Yep.
go by a little bit, just fishing in a little part of the water, and but literally right next to his boat is just a big sign that said no hunting.
No way.
That's
Really, eh?
crazy.
And I'm thinking like,
oh, man.
Yeah, poster boy for why people hate it.
yeah, right.
Now I'm not going to be. I'm not like trying to start an argument.
Yep.
But listen, so you feel bad for that duck that was
No,
shot.
I just
and
didn't want to hear it die.
I
really
totally.
couldn't help
Yeah.
it. I couldn't-
But so do you feel like that when you're passing a steak over at work to a customer?
I grew up on a farm.
right.
I did. I grew up on a chicken farm. I understand the cycle of life and why.
So
animals
is
are
there
doing
like
things.
there is
I
there
just
like
don't
a
wanna be
line?
responsible for it yet.
I gotcha.
It
Is
might
there
move
like a
into
line?
That, but I can't do it yet.
Would you eat horse? I grew up with horses.
Would I eat horse?
I don't know.
In France, they eat a lot
They
of horse.
still
they
have
do.
horse over there,
Montreal,
yeah.
they-
It'd be
in
tough.
Montreal,
Yeah.
you can order horse on
Yeah.
the menu.
That'd be
Really,
tough. Be tough to eat.
You know what? So here, I really, really like horses. I really like race horses. I really like jumping horses. I grew up around them. I probably couldn't just order a horse steak.
You
No.
ever, you ever
But
use
listen,
glue?
but listen.
Hey, you ever use glue? What's the
No,
difference?
totally. But here's my other thing.
Circumstantial here. That's
Here's
what's
my
the
other thing.
circumstances.
There's lines, right?
Aw.
If they have a nuclear war and a thoroughbred goes past me and I have my bow,
Oh, yeah. Done.
I'm going to double lug up
Absolutely.
and I cut the back straps off that
Done.
like any
Yeah.
other animal.
Absolutely.
But we're also that if we ever got in the circumstance, I cut the back straps out of that dash hound. If it came between me and that dash
I was
hound,
gonna say.
I wouldn't cut
Comes
my
the right
leg
circum-
off to feed the dog.
I talked about this to Sean McCall one time. If it comes to the right circumstances, I'll cut the back straps off of you.
Yeah.
Everything's circumstantial, right?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely.
So on a daily basis, I wouldn't shoot a horse, but in the right circumstance,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know, just enough hunger,
Absolutely.
you know, and
Yeah.
an Arby's bun.
And until you feel
Oh,
it,
yeah.
sometimes
What's
too.
it?
Pizza?
It tastes just
Sesame
like
seed?
Arby's.
And you know what? I would bet that if you went to somewhere they served horse meat and they just brought it up and put it on your table, it tastes great.
I
You
mean, you
wouldn't,
wouldn't
like,
even
Yeah,
know.
if you didn't know, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the real difference between if I take out the part where like I had horses and I grew emotional attachment? Really, is there a difference between a horse and a cow?
Can't
Right?
milk a horse.
Right? Or a sheep, or an impala, or a deer. Like they're all just like at the very base root. All they are is field grazers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
They're eating the same
The
stuff.
one thing, what
Yeah.
it is actually, though, if to be probably just you'd want to keep in mind is this the nutrient value.
Yeah.
Because a cow has 4 stomachs. It can
Yes.
digest
Yeah,
and
yeah.
absorb
Deep.
a lot of the nutrients. If you look at a pile of horse crap,
Yeah.
Bullshit. That's why-
it comes out
Horse
like
shit.
It
it's,
goes in, comes right
Or-
out.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's a pile of hay.
Yeah.
And it's like, so all that you see there is none of that nutrients is in the horse and the meat that you're not going to get that. So I think you'd starve to death eating horse.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
I
it's
don't
one of
know,
those
yeah.
things where
Maybe
it's
they
like you
cook
wouldn't get
like,
what you need
caribou.
to.
Then,
It would be
like,
some calories, but it wouldn't be like
You'd have
It
to eat
wouldn't be
something with
sustainable.
Oh,
Sustainable, yeah.
I think there's
Sustainable,
an episode of Anthony Bourdain, speaking of other awesome guys on earth, where they eat frozen seal meat. But
yeah.
if you don't put the seal meat
It's-
in oil,
Yeah, yeah.
it has
yeah.
no
Yeah,
Yeah,
nutritional
I've seen that.
value.
I think I've seen
but
Right.
that.
you'll
Yeah.
starve to death. But
Yeah,
as
I've
soon
seen
as
that
you
too.
put
It's
the
that blubber or whatever
as
it is.
soon as
Yeah.
you put the oil on
Yeah.
the frozen
Yeah.
meat, it's fine. It's nutritious. Like the
Right,
oil
they'll
something.
just dunk it, and
Yeah, yeah,
they'll
yeah.
even eat it frozen. Won't they?
Exactly.
They dunk
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
the
yeah.
oil. Yeah.
But the frozen meat without the oil, you'll starve. But there's something happens with the oils and the meat
yeah.
that now becomes like nutritious for the human body.
And is the oils from that meat?
Yeah,
too, isn't
yeah,
it? It's
yeah,
actually
yeah. It's like the same. It's seal. I
you know
believe.
what? It's kind of like
Or
with
maybe fish.
It's
fish
crazy
oil.
how the earth has done that for us.
Yeah.
How things work when they're together. It's the same thing as when you you're drinking juice through a juicer, or if you're having a smoothie, right? It's like
Yeah.
when you
Absolutely.
have fibers that are attached to the sugars, and when you separate those sugars from the fibers, you drink orange juice all day long, and
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you still have
Not
risk.
gonna get the same benefit.
You still risk
Well,
getting
that's the yeah.
diabetes because you're just getting tons of sugar and
Yeah.
not a lot of the other stuff, right? But you have an orange all day long or orange smoothies all day long, then you're
Yeah.
getting all that tied together, and you need you need those fibers or whatever enzymes are in like that orange to help digest the sugars of, because when they're attached,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
that's
yeah,
your
yeah,
body
yeah,
treats
yeah.
them differently, and it won't store them
And,
as like
and it's not the
something
meat
bad.
you need; it's the fat.
yeah,
Like the fat, and then that's why caribou are so lean and rabbits are so lean. There's no fat on them that you're not getting. You're not getting the juice, right? Like it. There's another episode of Renella's show, our YouTube video, cooking in bear fat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
his brother was like out in the woods, and he talked about how his brother was like so. And these guys pack in all their food, and they're hoping like on their 14-day trip that somewhere around day 7 or 8 they
Yeah,
shoot something,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
For they don't have to carry food in. And his brother was so hard up, but he had brought bear fat, and he just rendered it down and started drinking it because
Wow.
it's just so protein, and supposedly it's delicious.
Wow.
Right.
I think it used to be an industry, did it not? Back
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
day,
So
bear,
the Boone,
bear
like a
fat.
Boone and Croc, kind
they
of
make
like
a lot of
scorable.
salves over to them
He
and stuff,
made
too.
all his money in his life selling bear as oil, not bear meat, but shooting black bears for their oil,
Right.
render them
Yeah.
down. And I've never done it, but if I ever do get a black bear, I'm going to render down the oils. We spoke to another gentleman at a fishing tournament this year
Yeah,
about
we did.
making scent-free soap out of bear fat.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. Who
So
was that?
That's
hunting?
amazing.
Do you remember that?
Andy's buddy, or
Wow.
the architect for. Remember?
Is
I
that,
got
that's
it.
I
how
remember who-
that's
I don't
how
remember who it
soap
was.
began.
I was
wasn't it?
gonna
It was
say,
just
yeah,
fat
I'm pretty sure.
and-
Yeah.
and
That's
ash.
exactly
Yeah.
how
So
Ash or
he was
something.
telling us that even though it's black bear oil, you put it on, and the deer don't know it's black bear. They just smell it as like a neutral animal
Wow.
because it's just fat, right? But it cleans your body,
Right.
which is really interesting because you would think that rubbing black bear fat on you would send a deer off. Danger,
Yeah, you would
danger,
think.
danger,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So realistically, all it is like a natural, like scent free spray.
masking agent.
Yeah, masking agent.
Yeah,
pretty
for
much.
sure.
Crazy,
Huh.
eh?
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Wild.
This
One-
is running late.
It is lit.
You got
Go ahead,
some?
go ahead.
People still watching this?
Sir Unbox a lot. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Doctors tell people who suffer from low iron to eat horse meat. It's high in iron.
Wow.
That's
Iron.
interesting.
Yeah.
And I have too much iron, so maybe I don't have to eat
Yeah.
the horse.
Back
Thank you.
off
with
on the
horse
horse
meat.
meat.
Also, Ian Goldburn wants to know what you think about cormorants in open season.
Just kill 'em all.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
should.
Michigan did it last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Dude, there's
I think they
so
gotta
many
do
of those
something.
things around.
And
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
apparently, you're allowed to shoot from a stationary boat, so he says toss some baits and shoot some steel.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, that's good for the Goldburn family. They'll
Yeah,
enjoy that.
they shot a big buck at Hardwoods and Swamps.
Yeah,
That's
Ian
a big
did.
buck.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
a great one.
Great buck.
Yeah, yeah. Well done, Ian.
Okay, let's do this. Final thought, Mark.
Get me last. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
dude, this
I
was
hope-
amazing.
I hope you
Yeah.
had a good time.
Awesome, man.
Thank you for coming. It's
Awesome.
super cool. You got a final thought?
I just want to thank everybody that supports you, man.
Thank you.
Aw.
Because without them,
Thank
this
you.
wouldn't be
It's not
possible.
happening.
And
Absolutely.
And your beautiful wife Amber here too.
Yeah, she's all right. That's not going to be my final
She
thought.
does run things.
That's not gonna be my final.
She does run things around here.
Do you have a final thought,
what?
Amber?
You do run things around here, so
I try my best.
I want to know where the food is tonight, Amber.
Sorry.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
noticed that when I was watching from
Pasta.
Puna.
Yeah.
You guys had snacks
Oh,
on the
the
table.
cheese
I was like,
plate.
Oh, and grapes.
That's
They're-
because Sean was here.
grapes were
Giant.
delicious
Yes.
too.
So hungry.
Final thought, Amber? Maybe you could talk.
Boston pizza.
Yeah.
Look at me with my
There you
final
go.
thought. Boston pizza.
December 9th?
5 to 8.
Yeah.
Bowmanville?
Bowmanville for the Bowmanville Grizzlies volleyball team, 16U team. It's a celebrity server
We'll be there.
type deal.
Yeah.
We'll be there
Okay.
hanging out.
All right, I got one.
Hold on. Amy.
No. not
Amy,
yet.
final
I'm gonna
thought?
Forget it.
You got a final thought, Amy?
Sorry.
Are you going to claw Amber's throat out next week at work if she steals any more clients?
No, I'll actually see you tomorrow morning.
Bleed her out?
Amber.
Yes.
But yeah, no,
Just throat punch.
not really any final thoughts, really.
Brian, you got the gigs ready?
I just found a couple.
Let them rip.
All right.
Yeah.
Friday, November 30th, this Friday, at the Griffin Pub in Whippy from 10
Nice.
to 2. And on Saturday, I will be back here in Port Hope at local number 90 again from 6 till 9. It's an earlier one. There's
Nice.
apparently a house tour thing going on.
Sweet.
Christmas
That's
house
awesome.
tour.
Christmas
Oh,
house
nice.
tour.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then,
That'd be
uh,
busy, eh?
and then everyone's going to be rolling back
Whoa.
through the
I got a
local
question.
pubs. And you guys should come because it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
You guys have, do you do Christmas songs?
Do I do Christmas? Not yet.
Not
I
yet?
want to hear
Uh,
Mariah
You do little
Carey's.
drummer boy.
That'd be
I,
awesome.
David Bowie version.
What's your
Hey.
favorite Christmas song? Remember we listened to it?
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
It's what is it
I
called?
can't put it on.
Baby, it's cold outside. It's
Baby,
fine.
I listen to that
Dominic the
song all.
Donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
We
one.
we listen to it all the time. My final thought. Sucks that bass fishing's over.
Yep.
I wish the season opened on March 15th. Pulling for that.
We'll be at the
Um,
classic, so we'll make it the weekend after.
Yes. My final thought is I hope everybody is okay with this YouTube thing, streaming it, where I think we're going to stream it here from now on. We haven't had any issues tonight. I really hope, I believe that YouTube is going to be recording this for us, so I'm going to get it on SoundCloud and iTunes, and there'll be a playback copy of this. But I'm like 97% sure that's going to happen. So the 3% chance that you don't ever see this episode again, thanks for watching. She's going to blast.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Like
That,
and
and tell all your
subscribe.
friends. 6 of you get 100,000 subscribers each, and we are going to be cooking with fire.
It's only getting better every week.
It
Every
is.
week,
Yeah,
man.
The
yeah.
sound's getting better anyway.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
it
about the
was.
talking, but the sound is on point.
Final thought. You know what? Make an effort to see family that you haven't seen for a long time,
That's a
especially
good one.
around Christmas.
Nice boy.
Yeah.
Say hi to a stranger.
The little things.
The little things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do a little pay it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Especially if I'm behind you at Timmy's.
Bowmanville Tackle Swap,
March 10th.
2019. We'll be there too.
Yeah.
I think we might even do one of these live there.
Woo.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Daytime.
Daytime?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
A daytime webcast.
I'm looking right now. They have over 63 booths.
Boom.
Whoa.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
All right. Okay.